And it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still burning bright through the sycamores for me. The new mown hay sends all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the wabash, then I long for my Indiana home.
After moving away from one historic racetrack to another, today we move to a track that is over 100 years old, and its layout has been unchanged since day one. 2.5 miles beckons our drivers. Indianapolis is about speed, quickest drivers, and the ultimate laps. Indy is also about danger. Its walls waiting to tear a man and machine apart, where a skillful drive can turn into a bad day in a heartbeat, and the quickest times are found to the nearest outside wall. That is where the best drive is at, inches away from disaster at all times. Running on and over the edge is the only way to success at Indy. Driving here requires skill. Racing at the front requires dedication, and bring home the win requires both. Indy has challenged the elites throughout history of the IndyCar series: Mears, Unser, Andretti, and also on the NASCAR portion side, Gordon, Earnhardt, and Johnson. Today, the track brings new names to its speedway, such as Rich, Close, Ross, Thomas, Amasso, and Hackathorn. And which driver is going to visit Victory Lane today and kiss the yard of bricks? Hello everybody, I'm Tanner Sharp, and alongside me up here in the booth is Mr. Justin Kolb, and in the production truck with all the camera gears is Mr. Carlos Acosta. Well, Mr. Justin Kolb, what else does Indianapolis challenge these drivers today?
Well, I tell you what, it's going to challenge these drivers a whole lot. These corners only have 9 degrees of banking, these long straightaways. These corners are going to look simple, but, it's going to challenge these drivers. You're not going to have a whole lot of grip getting into these corners, not a whole lot of passing opportunities around this racetrack. The corners don't really provide a whole lot of racing room to be racing side by side to begin with. So these guys are going to have to plan their moves out carefully and see what they can do down these long straightaways entering these corners.
Most certainly does, and you want to hug that white line down there as much as possible and be easy getting into the throttle, though, because if you get in the throttle a little too early, you're going to meet the outside wall. In my opinion, I think the exit of turn 2 and the exit of turn 4 is the one that drivers might hit that outside wall and might end their day just like that at a snap of a finger. So we talked about the racetrack. Let's talk about our drivers that will be participating in this event. We do have a playoff in our 3 races till the playoffs, Justin. It's getting closer, and if you're not in that top 12 in the playoffs, man, you got to buckle down and go. I mean, that should have started maybe a couple races ago to really try to get towards that top 12 or try to get a win. Let's take a look at that. On top of that list, you got Cameron Rich, who's got 5 wins. Peter Short's got 3. Paul Ross has got 3. 4th place, Chuck Sweeting with 2 wins. Chuck, man, he's been on a roll as of late. Levi Zielinski, he's got that win back at Bristol. Sam Close, he's been working so hard trying to get that first win on the season. It has eluded him so far, but he's good on points, 186 points from the cutoff line. But what I am really talking about, Justin, is the drivers below that cutoff line, such as Mike Stevens, 17 points below that cutoff line. You have Wade Lear back there with 29. You also have Richard Hines with 38, and Rusty Webb sitting 16th with 57 back. In my opinion, with Rusty Webb, I'd say if you're more than 20 points back, you have to go for wins. I mean, you have to go for nothing practically at this point. Mike Stevens still has a chance to catch Chad Brown, but again, a win is going to get you in that playoffs. What are your thoughts about the standings?
Oh, absolutely. If you're, a little bit below that cutoff point. I was going to say, yeah, if you're below that cutoff point, there we go, yeah. You're going to have to really start thinking here, as you mentioned, only 3 races before we go into the playoffs here. And if you're below that cutoff point, you mentioned Mike Stevens and Wade Lear not too far behind that, but drivers like Richard Hines, Rusty Webb, they're going to have to start thinking about wins. And really, it's going to be tough at these next 3 racetracks you have here at Indy tonight, Darlington, and Richmond. Possibly the 3 toughest tracks we're going to go to on the schedule. So wins are not going to come easy for these guys.
Kind of go back to the point that you just made, Justin, earlier. Passing is going to be limited tonight and very tough to do. And you just named off Indy, Darlington, and Richmond. 3 toughest tracks to pass on, in my opinion, and track position is so key. Especially Darlington. Good Lord, you be in the wall and adding the Darlington stripe before the checker flag falls there. But I do believe we have a couple of sponsorships to give out here. First one is going to be our poll award here tonight. The Drive for Suicide Prevention poll award will be given to somebody here. We don't know who yet. We're not in qualification mode just yet. So far, Levi Zielinski tops the speed charts in practice at this point so far with 48.6. Not a bad number right there. I do believe we have another one, actually not really a sponsor, but more of an announcement here regarding the charter. I'll let you take that there, Justin.
Yes, so for the remainder of the seasons, for the remainder of the seasons, there's some charters available now at a price of, as far as I know, for the RaceKings Cup Series, $2.24 per event, and that's going to be including practice sessions there. And then for the Nathan Young Designs Truck Series, it's going to be $1.67 per event there. A little bit of a reduced price for the remainder of the season. So if you want to dip your toe into 3-wide racing, now is a great time to do it. And maybe if you enjoy your time here, you can sign up next season and be in the hunt for those championships.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I tell you what, I admitted it more than one time before, and also we have another sponsor. I was on the right track earlier. Track cams. Justin, you have that information.
Absolutely. These camera angles tonight, and there's going to be a lot of great ones here tonight. They're provided, of course, by Track Cams for Gourmet. You can find more information and download the pack at www.trackcams22.com or facebook.com/trackcams. And before we forget, the graphics package tonight is, of course, provided by Thomas Morris from OCR TV.
Cool beans right there, man. Thank you, everybody. We're at Thomas Morris and OCR TV. They're great cameras. I'm telling you that right now. But looking at the practice charts, looking at the drivers here and there's going to be some drivers who have a capable car. It's just a matter of that track position. Times are extremely close. I'm seeing a lot of 8s and 9s and 49 flats. Mike Steven actually has a 49.0000. So qualification, we got about 2-3 seconds left to qualification. And the drivers are going to head on. Excuse me. I'm reading my numbers wrong here. We got 10 minutes till qualification, but that just means drivers meeting is going to begin.
I was going to say, am I missing something?
Yeah, most definitely. But I tell you what a way to come to Indianapolis here, bring it towards the playoffs, man. Indianapolis is a very tough racetrack. We've documented that on multiple occasions so far here this evening. Let's talk about these next 3 races here. Just a second here, Justin. Mike Stevens, I kind of commented that he was 17 points off that cutoff line. I thought at one point earlier in the season he was going to be really consistent. He was finishing in the top 10. Right now he's just kind of outside the top 10 on practice speeds. What could he do to try to gain a little more point advantage if he does not get that win before the playoff starts?
Well, you had the same thought that I had at the beginning of the season. I saw him really consistent towards the beginning of the season, and I thought that he was going to have a great season coming in here, but he's been losing that consistency as of late, and you mentioned that, just a little bit out of it. He's going to need to find that consistency. I'd have to say, maybe stay patient these couple races. Don't push the car harder than you have to, and you might end up with a great finish, possibly a top 10, and, higher up on the scoreboard, the better in terms of scoring points. And I know Mike's capable of it. He just has to put his mind to it and keep that car clean and get it to that top 10 position.
I'd say eliminate past frustrations.
Yes.
If you can eliminate that, I mean, you be sitting pretty good. That's for sure. You just got to eliminate all that past frustrations. You got to focus on this race and not any other race. Don't even focus on Darlington. Don't focus on Richmond. You're not there. You got to focus on this race and try to beat Chad Brown as much as you can, because Chad Brown is probably the only guy he can really beat on points-wise just by consistently finishing ahead of him. But realistically, maybe if you got a shot, go for that win. Maybe take a gamble. I mean, we've seen that many times here in 3-wide racing. Chuck Swing's a perfect example, really. I mean, he's got notched up 2 wins in this series, and both of them, I believe, were on strategy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty much. And saw there the bottom of the corner. Marlin's a pretty disappointing loss tonight, but yeah, you mentioned it. Chuck Sweeting has been pretty risky with his gambling this season. Albeit Kentucky, he had a pretty good car, really, throughout that whole race. Had the speed to get up there, and Michigan just played his cards right. But I think you're right, Tanner. I think that, Mike's going to have to maybe be a little bit risky, but, if you got to make sure that you have the speed to be able to put yourself in that position, too. Don't put yourself in a position where, you're going to fall all the way through the field on, maybe 5 laps to go restart, and lose all that track position and possibly even tear up the car and lose even more spots. Make sure that you have the speed, you have the consistency to get up there, and possibly try gambling in that position.
Drivers currently in a driver's meeting right now, and another question for you, Justin, as a driver, because I know you won quite a few races here in the 3-wide racing league, and you kind of set yourself up for the playoffs. At the time it was the chase. If you've already got wins, still want to try to be as consistent as you can, or you just kind of want to say take a little bit of a breather, just a little bit, and just kind of learn the car, learn the different weather settings. I mean, what would you do?
That's a great question. It depends on the mood you're in, I guess. Maybe if you're not as confident in yourself and you have that win, yeah, learn the car a little bit. Learn, what you're going to be dealing with later in the playoffs, and just try and get a good feel of the car. But, if you already have a good feel on it, hell, just go for all the wins you can, go for all the spots you can, and, try and rack up as much bonus points as you can.
All right, I just want to get confirmation from our production truck. Are they concluded with driver's meeting?
Yes.
If that's the case, I would say, could we do interviews like the grid walk? Do we go into there, or do you want me to pull them up? All right, let's see. Let's look down. Let's talk to people who we don't normally talk to. Where's who production truck who? Johnny Thomas. Let's go down Johnny Thomas Racing. Hey, Johnny Thomas guys. We're up here doing the grid walk here. Just kind of, I believe it's driving meeting concluded. Feel free to chit chat with us for a little bit. How's it going? Where's Johnny at? Anybody not talking?
Oh, man.
All right, Rebel Racing right. It is. We'll go to Rebel. Hey, Rebel Racing, what's going on?
Oh, my.
Yeah, Justin and Tanner here, and along with Carlos. How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys are part of the grid walk.
Cool.
Hey, all right.
How are your cars?
Pretty good.
Justin, got any questions?
I think you asked my question. What's it going to take to win here tonight, guys?
Be fast and don't hit that wall, I guess. Or hit the apex.
I like it.
All right, well, wish you guys best of luck. We're going to go over to Team Blurry.
Oh, have fun. What the?
How's it going?
Yo.
Really?
You're on the grid walk.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Dad.
Race, I see you racing with Team Blur tonight. What's up with the change?
I'm just hoarding myself out for any charter race I can get.
Ah, I like it.
Oh man, is he in a Chevy? Yeah, he's in a Chevy. I was just about to call him Brad Keselowski.
Oh man.
All right, we're going to Tech. See y'all later.
All right, good talk.
Hey, Tech. Oh wait, I gotta wait. Yeah, there's production truck. Okay, hey, Tech, how's it going? You're on grid walk.
Hola.
How's the cars?
Pretty tight after a couple laps.
Tight as
Real
fuck.
tight.
Oh, well, I mean, well then. Hey, where's Jessica tonight there, Cameron?
Somewhere in Virginia. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I figured she'd be watching, but anyways, hi, Jessica. All right, well, let's see how 3OG, yep. Hey, 3OG, you're on the grid walk. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. How are your cars? I probably would already know the answer.
It's tight in, tight through the center, tight on exit. Gets tighter as the run goes on.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
What's going on?
We going to victory lane today, buddy?
Probably not, but we'll give it a go.
I like the vote of confidence right there. Rusty Webb ain't here. He must be on the pee break. Well, I guess that might be conclude our grid walk here, Carlos. All right, we're going to head up our booth. Good luck, guys.
Have a good one.
Oh, daggone. Oh, and I guess my co-host, we lost him down. We lost him down in Team Blurry, so he's currently using the Team Blurry porta potty right now. Oh, there he is. Oh, man, okay. You're out of the Team Blurry porta potty. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not know you went to the bathroom. You kind of left me behind there, but that's okay.
I thought you were just having a great time. I got suckered into talking to Race, so you know.
Oh, well.
Sounds like he's gonna have a party after the race, but that's a conversation for another time, anyways.
Well, I hope that. Hey, let's bring another driver in here for an interview here since we did the grid walk. That was pretty cool that we did that. But hey, Chuck Sweeting, I'm gonna have Justin take you over here for questions.
Sure, man, no problem.
All right, well, I see you out in a run there, but let's talk about the playoffs first. Actually, you know what? No, let's talk about the track here tonight. It's a little overcast, so how's that gonna affect the track tonight? Is it gonna slicken it up any, or does it feel pretty good here?
It's pretty grippy right now. It'll probably lose some of that grip once everybody gets out there and is running, but yeah, it's pretty grippy right now. I'd rather it be a little bit hotter myself, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, we talked a little bit about, racing around here, and passing, I'd have to believe, going to be a little difficult because those corners aren't really set up for many, two-car wide into there.
No, there's not much grip on the outside lane. You really got to set somebody up to get a run coming off of either 2 or 4, sometimes off of 1 and 3, but you don't have a lot of time to get by them. But maybe if you can get the position, you can complete the pass in the next corner.
If we see Jordan Teal behind you, so we'll transition into talking about the playoffs here. Is after tonight, only 2 races to go: Darlington and Richmond. You're locked in here, and we'll try and get this interview in real quick, but you're locked in here. What's the thought process here tonight? Go for broke or learn a little bit?
No, I'm going to go for it. Try to get the win if I can. I'm really looking forward to Darlington and Richmond, though. Those are 2 of my better tracks. I struggle a little bit here, so I'll be happy with the top 5, but, we're going to try to win like we do every night.
All right, sounds good. We've got about 3 seconds left, so we wish you the best of luck in qualifying, Chuck.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
That was Chuck Sweeting as practice now concludes, as we're going to head over to qualification. Qualification is going to consist of 5 minutes, 2 laps for every single driver. So once a 5-limit timer is up, then we go to the grid. So let's see who's going to be on the Drive for Suicide poll.
Oh, Drive for Suicide Prevention poll.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man, pulled a me there, but drivers rolling out here. Oh no. All right, anyways, yeah, who we got here? Is that Dylan Hickey we're on board with? Look at him get around that racetrack. All right, well. Oh man. Just got to report that Tanner has been fired here, so I'll take over the show here.
You're bringing him down to the green.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a ride around with Dylan Hickey here and see how he attacks this racetrack. Tanner, you mentioned before that turns 2 and 4 are going to be possibly the hardest corners to get out of, and I'd have to agree with you because, you're getting out of that 9 degrees of banking, and all of a sudden there's a wall right there. And you're not going to have, a whole lot of time to react should you get into that.
Well, I tell you what, this is probably a really cool onboard with Dylan Hickey, the rookie, because I mean, it's just seeing a rookie try to execute this racetrack, and I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's getting them left side tires below that white line without hitting that little bit of a rumble strip, whatever it's called down there, and then he's bringing it out to the outside wall to create that speed. So far, he's creating some pretty good speed. I don't know if it's enough for a pole, but
wow. You see that 209 going into turn 3 there. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to really hit it because he gets 2 laps. So really, the tires aren't going to fall off, not right away, because the weather's an overcast setting. So it's going to provide the track some cooler track, which is more grip. 207 at the line to enter in turn 1, 212 miles per hour. But then he gets down to about 165. Then he's in the gas. Very consistent line.
We'll have to see. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit more bunched up here tonight, but with the draft, see if they can even get, even more speed into that corner. But I have to imagine they're going to be slowing up a little bit before they are in qualifying. Got Corey Lindsay there in the 00 off turn 4. Looking like he's going to complete his first lap here.
Yeah, Corey's been, I mean, he's been pretty consistent. He's just found a lot of bad luck lately. But I'm really looking forward to Corey's run here tonight to see what he can do.
We got a couple guys who have run a lap so far. Currently on top is Paul Ross spins it in turn 2, so that's going to complete his qualifying run. But Levi Zielinski currently on top of the board with a 48.594. Kevin Finn currently second. Good run for Kevin here so far.
I do got a comment in that YouTube chat, but I'm not going to say it on air.
Man.
So far, Zielinski, man, I tell you what, wasn't he fastest in practice? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
I tell you what, he added a 10th to his time, man.
I have to look out for Levi tonight. Looks like he's got some speed.
48.693 to a 48.593. Yeah, you totally gained a 10. No, you gained a 1,000. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you gained a 10th right there. And let's see who others. You got Kevin Finn, Dylan Hickey, who we kind of rode on board with earlier. He's currently in 3rd. I am kind of, well, Cameron, he is fast too. He's in 5th. That's all right. Cameron just got knocked out of the top 5. Who did that? Peter Short. Peter Short. Oh, he's going to the outside wall there.
Wall right in there. Obviously gonna disqualify his lap. There's the boss man, Drew Eisenman.
Eisenman, I don't know if, I want to comment on him just a little bit. I don't know if he's kind of as fast as his other teammates as far as like oval racing's concerned, but I know Drew's pretty quick when it comes to the road. Gains 10th on his, or 100th on his lap time.
Haven't gotten to see a lot out of Drew here this season. I'm pretty sure he's only running a part-time schedule, so hasn't gotten a whole lot of seat time, but been in a few races.
If he qualified 10th and all that, and he just plays this race smooth, he'll be all right.
Sure. All right. Got Kyle Hanshaw coming to the line. Last driver to post a time, and that will place him 3rd. Okay, that's Tate Lytle. That's Tate Lytle. And it's like the second time.
And that is it. Yeah, right off the bat, dude. I would just wonder if the lap times are faster as qualifying goes on. But now, who's Tate? Tate is with Johnny Thomas. Yes, he is. No, he's not. I thought he was. Oh, okay. That's one driver I did not see here. Actually, yeah. Is he in a session? Yeah, he's in a session, but he's just not on TeamSpeak. Johnny. All right, let's bring it to the grid. Let's bring it to our pole sitter. He is the winner for the Drive for Suicide Prevention Pole Award. Congratulations to Levi Zielinski. Kevin Finn's going to start in 2nd place. Tate Lytle in 3rd. Peter Short will start in 4th. Dylan Hickey is going to start in 5th. 6th place, Samuel Close. 7th place, Cameron Rich. 8th place, Paul Ross. Chuck Sweeting in 9th. Race Clark rounding out the top 10.
Drew Eisenman going to start 11th here tonight. Luis Salmaso going to start 12th. Chad Brown will start 13th. Johnny Thomas 14th. Richard Lafferty will start 15th. Richard Hines will start in the 16th position. Nathan Velez will start 17th. Mike Stevens 18th. Jordan Teal 19th, and Corey Lindsay will round out the top 20 here tonight.
Blackjack position, Christopher Munger starts 21st, Wade Lear starts 22nd, Nick Miller 23rd, Stephen Kettman 24th, and Rusty Webb for 3OG Racing rounds out the 25-car field here tonight. A pretty good size field for the start of Indianapolis. Some drivers love it, some drivers hate it, and what I mean by saying hate it, well, a lot of drivers think this is a boring racetrack for the stock cars because of the long straightaways and the turns are not very long. It's flat, it's 9 degrees. Some drivers do say it's boring. Me, every time I come to Indianapolis, whether I'm in the booth or whether I'm driving, it's such a historical racetrack to look at because it is laser scanned from the actual thing. So kudos to iRacing for that, as we're going to be getting ready. One pace lap around this 2.5 mile super speedway. No restrictor plates on the cars, thankfully.
Yes, thankfully. Looks like Levi's going to be choosing the outside lane here for the initial start.
Got to be careful though when you pull that kind of move because you can't switch lanes before the start-finish line.
You're going to have to, I'm sure, get a good enough jump to make sure you can get in front of Kevin Finn here.
Say, and Justin, I must say, I'm looking at a couple front rows here. The first Chevrolet I'm seeing is 6th place. Everybody else is either a Ford or a Toyota.
That's pretty interesting. That car is going to be the 5 of Sam Close, still looking for his first victory on the season, but I'm sure it won't be long before Sam climbs that Chevrolet higher up the scoreboard here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Justin, I'm going to have you call him to the green flag, and before you do that, I must say, NASCAR's been coming here since 1994, and now today in the 3-Wide Racing League, we've been coming here since 2011, and it's performed some pretty good races ever since. They're going through turns 3 right now. That's 9 degrees of banking, and then they're going to hit turn 4, which is relatively similar to turns 2. Got to watch out for your corner exit off of them 2 corners. Don't hit the wall, or your day could be done, because aerodynamics and speed mean a lot at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, especially on a straightaways like this. Take it away, Justin.
Yes, sir, and this front stretch is going to be pretty narrow as the pace car pulls in, waiting to get the green flag here. Levi's already on it, and the green flag is out. Levi with a very good jump there in front of Kevin Finn, and he's going to easily clear Kevin as they head into turn 1. Kevin going to take that 2nd spot. Tate Lytle going to hold on to 3rd. Peter Short in 4th.
Oh boy, already heating up. Dylan Hickey here. He thought about going underneath the number 22 of Peter Short, but does not happen. Still remains in the 5th spot. Drivers going single file. Johnny Thomas going way out of line towards the inside on a backstretch, probably trying to break the draft just a little bit. Usually you see the Indy cars pull that kind of stunt, but he hugs it right back in line back there in 12th spot. And right now we do got a battle. Samuel Close, going underneath the rookie, Dylan Hickey, as they come off turn number 4. Levi Zielinski down the straightaway is going to lead the very first lap.
And it looked like Sam just about got a little bit loose there, but was able to hold on to it as he will lose a bit of time to Dylan Hickey there, and will fall in front of his team boss there, Paul Ross. He'll try once again at Dylan Hickey, try and mount another run here.
Right now, I tell you what, Sam's not done with Hickey yet, man, but he just doesn't have any passing opportunities available to him just yet. Down this back straightaway, I'm seeing a lot of battling back there. Johnny Thomas once again trying to break the draft just a little bit. There is some battling. I see Nathan Velez trying to make a move down that back straightaway on the number 87 car, but that would have been Richard Hines.
Dylan Hickey, I thought, was going to try and make the move on Peter Short there, but didn't quite have the track position there. I see some guys in the field still trying to break the draft a little bit. I'm surprised that we're doing that early in the race. Normally you'd see that towards the end of the race, but you mentioned that Indy cars usually do that. Sometimes you see it in NASCAR here, but looks like they're going to try it a little bit early here tonight.
Well, here's my theory. I think it's unnecessary to do that. Here's the reason why. Somebody could get a better run on you on corner exit of the corner. You got to remember, we're in a stock car, and then we see Sam Close trying to poke out a line just a little bit, maybe looking towards the inside, does not, as they head down to turn number 3. But I think if you try to break the draft isn't a whole lot meaningful, unlike an Indy car, because we are in a stock car and the draft isn't very good. And look at Paul Ross getting a nice run on Sam. Does he do anything with it? No, he's going to try to push him just a little bit to increase his speed, which is helpful, yes, but I don't think the draft is very effective unlike an Indy car.
I'd have to agree. As you mentioned, the runs out of the corner is really where you're going to get your speed. I mean, you might get the slightest bit of toe down the straightaway, but it's not going to really matter too much, you know, once you get down into turn 3. It's not a whole lot of track position gained on the car in front of you.
Let's go to 10th place. It's heating up big time. Chuck Sweeting getting underneath Race Clark for position. Actually, Clark, I believe, has lost 2 spots just in this lap. He lost it to Salmasso, and now he's lost it to Chuck Sweeting. Race Clark kind of falling in the clutches of Johnny Thomas at the moment. Clark is driving for Team Blurry. His teammates, Corey Lindsay and Nick Miller.
I was just about to say, he's about to lose another position to Johnny Thomas as he's right on his bumper and looking like he wants to get by a race sooner than later here.
Trying to look through the field here to see if there's any more battles at the moment. Not really. Levi Zielinski still leads. He's got 0.5 of a second over Kevin Finn. Everybody else snaking along the back straightaway. There is a battle in the back there. That's Thomas trying to get underneath Race Clark again.
And that battle that we did have on camera, that was Nathan Gluz and Richard Hines, but that's settled down for now. And that was just a little insight, or a little example of, surprisingly, Richard Lafferty able to hold off the car onto the outside of Nathan Glez there.
As you see on screen, Samuel Close getting underneath Dylan Hickey. Hickey goes higher than usual in the gray area. Oh, man, that was some tight racing. Hickey still hangs on. What a whale. What a drive coming off the corner exit for Dylan Hickey, as he's got two old lions right behind him, Sam Close and Paul Ross.
That was pretty impressive. I didn't expect to see that here tonight. The guy on the high side being able to hold off the car on the bottom, but they're showing it can be done here.
Sam did get tight in that corner of turn 1, but I tell you what, I think the weather helps that.
Oh, Dylan Hickey into the wall.
That ain't good. Oh, we might go 3 wide here.
He's going to lose a whole bunch of time because of that, with how long this straightaway is. He's lost a spot to Sam, Paul, and Cameron there, and looks like Luis Salmasso going to try and get underneath and take advantage as well.
Couldn't have documented it more than enough tonight. Turns 2 and turns 4. You hit that outside wall, your night could be over, and he's still losing a bunch of spots on the speedway at the moment. Right now he's about to lose 9th place from Chuck Sweeting.
Well, it doesn't look like the car has too much damage. There is some on the right side, but at this point, you know, with the rookie's just going to have to calm down a little bit, shake that off, and then just get back into a rhythm here.
Biggest gainer since the start of the race. It's not much, but maybe a couple, like 3 positions, but it's the number 4 of Luis Salmasso. A shout out to him. Started 12th. He's cracked the top 10 in 9th place. Currently in 8th, excuse me. Looking at the wrong scoreboard. Paul Ross a little tight on corner exit, almost getting it to the outside wall. That's allowing Cameron Rich to catch up to his back bumper. Rich hasn't been making a lot of noise as of right now. Right now, it looks like he wants to try to get underneath number 18 of Ross. There is a fuel window here tonight of, I think the max I heard was 22 laps, which is about right in an 80-lap race.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a joke, but unless you're Chuck Sweeting, I mean, he could probably make 28 to 30 laps. Yeah. I'm kidding. Hey, you never know. I mean, he has outsmarted other drivers in this series. I ain't making that up.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's still early. A little surprised that Cameron hasn't made up too many positions yet, but just kind of gives you an idea of how hard it can be to pass here. But
Tell you what, Justin, it's pretty tight. Where Sam Close and Tate Lytle, actually from Tate Lytle on back, really from bumper to bumper. Lytle's Close, Ross, Rich, Samasso, and Sweeting. That's 4th through 9th. Dylan Hickey remains strong so far in the top 10 despite the damage. He's currently in 10th place. Levi Zielinski has pulled out to a 1-second race lead over Kevin Finn. Kevin Finn has pulled out to about a 1.5 seconds on 3rd place, Peter Short.
And Sam Close going to make the move on Tate Lytle there, and Paul Ross going to follow suit. So it looks like Tate, it's going to get tight between Paul and Tate there. They'll work it out. And looks like probably Tate going to hold off the position on Paul. No, it's still going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Paul's going to have the advantage, it looks like.
Yeah, but he's still there to that right rear quarter panel. He's getting pretty good push from the number 17 of Cameron Rich. And so far, Lytle's not able to hang on to the outside row. And Paul Ross will take 5th place away from Lytle. So Lytle has lost about 2 positions just practically in a lap. And I'm surprised that number 17, Rich, hasn't been able to take advantage of that. But so far, just kind of tells me that track position is key and it's very hard to pass because you might get really tight. If you're on the bottom, you're going to get really tight. The guy on the outside row is going to have the better run on the corner exit. So that's one key thing. There goes Cam. He's getting underneath Lytle this time. He found the opportunity. So Lytle backs up to 7th. Cameron Rich moves up to 6th. Rich is all over the back bumper of the 18, bump drafting him down the straightaway. Perfectly legal.
Tell you what, we got a good little battle back here in the pack between, looks like Drew Eisenman and Race Clark. They've been side by side for just about a lap here with Johnny Thomas following suit.
Drew Eisenman is now back to where he started in 11th place.
Oh.
Johnny Thomas.
Wow. Oh, he's locking him up. He's going to spin it out.
Caution.
Yep, caution's out. And he just barely got on the racetrack, and I believe that's what brought it out.
Did he just get loose, or was he?
I'm pretty. Yeah, he locked it up pretty hard, and yeah, they're hard to control like that.
Yeah, he was going down pit road, but he locked it up so hard, man. Yeah.
Curious whether he was going to try short pitting or not. He's not going to pull down into his pit stop, so
that was probably the plan, but I think he may have gotten a penalty. Maybe. Actually, I take that back. No, he wouldn't, because he was already past that commitment cone. So there would have been no penalty. There would have been nothing for Johnny Thomas. That's very unfortunate. He's going to want to come down pit road and probably get 4 fresh stickers.
For lock up that big, I would.
You know, Justin, I don't know if you ever raced Indy cars here at Indianapolis, but you know how in Indy cars, when pit road, the commitment cone is actually inside pit road, to where the NASCAR pit road is actually outside the commitment. The commitment cone's actually outside the pit road, like we see here today.
I've never noticed that, no, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's two oval configurations on iRacing. One's an IndyCar oval, which is the pit road commitment line is actually inside pit road, and the NASCAR, the regular oval, which is, in my opinion, the NASCAR oval, the pit road line is outside the pit line, just because NASCARs go a lot slower here than what IndyCars do.
Well, we should be seeing just about
everybody.
Everybody coming on the pit road here.
Especially Johnny Thomas, and I tell you what, that caution probably saved Johnny, in my opinion. But
yeah, I'm interested to know what his strategy would have been, though, because I don't believe he got a penalty. He was just coming down pit road fairly early at lap 12.
Pit road speed is 60 miles an hour, so don't speed on pit road. And I do believe Johnny is the one that's coming down pit road as well. Yes, he is. That's a good choice. Levi Zielinski, the race leader, he has started on the pole tonight and has yet to lose the race lead on pit road. Going to take 4 fresh tires. Would you take two? Would you take 2 tires? Oh no, Tate Lytle. Goodbye.
Oh man, no, yeah, that's gonna lose him a bunch of track position there. You know, I don't really know how the track is feeling here tonight, but they're saying it has some grip. So I mean, maybe if you're one of the guys who has a win, try 2 tires and see what it can do for you. And Levi's gonna get out first here.
I'm not going through the field. I'm just looking at every single pit time. I am seeing all 4 tires, and somebody did get a penalty. I'm trying to find out who that was. That was Steven Kettman, penalty on pit road. He had to stay in his pit box for a few more seconds. Dylan Hickey as well. Actually, Hickey may actually stay in his pit box to get damaged, so no penalty. And Wade Lear has also visited the wall here tonight. So those 2 drivers taking the extra time here in Indianapolis to try to get some damage repaired. Not seeing any apparent damage on Steven Kettman, although his pit stop was 20.8 seconds, so I assume there was some kind of penalty in there, possibly, unless he just decided to sit in his pit box and hang out in the back. All right. Well, what did you learn anything there, Justin, on how these cars are performing in the first, I'm going to say 12 to 13 laps? And I mean, I don't know. They were mostly run single file, not a lot of battling going on. What did you learn from that first part?
Well, I learned that car on the high side can actually hold on, you know, a bit better than I had anticipated here tonight. Granted, most of the cars below them maybe had some handling issues themselves, but I think 2 times we've seen it here tonight where the car on the outside actually held off for the position. That's not what I expected, but it's good to see that they're going to have a shot at least holding onto the position up there.
1 to go signal has been given this time by. We'll go green next time by. Biggest winner on pit road, Paul Ross, from 5th to 2nd on a 4-tire pit stop. He was a 14 flat. 14.0. Other drivers were 14. Actually, most drivers within the top 10. Oh, Mike Stevens, yeah, 13.9. Corey Lindsay, 13.8, I'm reading on him. So those are the 3 fastest pit stops. Otherwise, Paul Ross beats them all in the top 10. They were averaging at least a 14.8 to a 15-second pit stop. All right, well, we're going to go green here, Justin. And Johnny Thomas is back in 19th place right now. He's got a lot of time to get back up towards the front again. I'm not sure what his reasoning was for attempted pitting. Maybe we can talk to him a little bit later on. So far, remaining in the 19th position right now, so we'll see what Johnny can do. Otherwise, just kind of looking at the top 10 kind of remains the same, and I'm going to give it to you again there, Justin, to bring them down to the green.
All right, well, it's a good thing that everybody got 4 tires on that caution. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, there's not going to be a whole lot of room on that front stretch should we get gamblers late in the race and maybe some wheel spin. You know, there's not going to be a whole lot of places for guys to go, so obviously that's not going to be a factor at the moment. Mentioned Johnny Thomas going to have some work to do on this restart. And Levi Zielinski going to bring him down. Pace car is off. Levi is off. And the green flag is out. Another healthy jump there by Levi Zielinski. Going to easily be able to clear Paul Ross there into turn 1. And it looks like Paul Ross and Sam Close going to battle it into turn 1 with Ross the advantage. Looks like Kevin Finn going to battle Sam Close out of turn 1. They're entering turn 2. And Cameron Rich is going to close that door in between Finn and Close. Nope, he's going to fall in behind Sam Close there as they battle down the back straightaway.
A lot of battling in the back of the pack going on right now. I tell you what, Richard Lafferty is battling back here. Stevens is battling back here. Lindsay's battling back here. Tate Lytle's back here battling. I mean, you got a lot of drivers in the back of the pack. I'd say probably 12th, 13th on back, fighting for a position on track side by side and not giving up. Richard Lafferty going after him again underneath Chad Brown for position. Just goes to show how much track position is important here at Indianapolis. And you did see up towards the front with Sam Close trying to get underneath Kevin Finn. That he did not complete that pass, as you said there, Justin.
That was real close between Richard Lafferty and Jordan Teal there. Richard got a little bit tight in front of Jordan and was almost contact, which almost sent Richard into that wall.
Let's continue to watch these battles back here. This is actually the hot spot. back here drivers all over each other at the moment.
Surprisingly, the hot spot as well, but obviously these are the drivers that want to take advantage of this restart and get as many positions as they can before the tires kind of equal out here.
Keep an eye on a couple drivers here tonight that are trying to fight for a spot into the playoffs. I do want to try to keep an eye on Mike Stevens and Chad Brown. Chad Brown currently in 12th place, Mike Stevens in 20th and backing up. And so far he's got nobody around him, so he can probably take a little bit of a reliever. Johnny Thomas is back here, but he's in there on points.
Tell you what, you're talking about Chad Brown. He's got quite the mirror full of Richard Lafferty, who is looking like he wants to get by Chad Brown as quickly as possible. He's tried to make the move a couple times, hasn't been able to get it done. Now he's going to pull to the outside here, or the inside of Chad Brown here into 3, and it looks like he'll have the position. Have to see if he's going to be able to pull it off here.
Lafferty and Brown have been going at it for a little bit now, and now here comes the Tate Lytle for position on Brown. So Chad Brown backs up to 14th. That's good news for Mike Stevens, but he's back there in 21st. Just lost another spot on the track to Dylan Hickey.
Well, we mentioned that the bubble driver is going to have to be a little bit patient here tonight. Yep. And from Mike Stevens, maybe just learn a little bit more about the car, kind of watch what these guys in front of you are doing. See if you can't learn anything, maybe, back up the corner a little more, or just let the car in the corner a little bit more. Anything you can learn that may help you later in the race. He got a whole lot of apron there, Mike Stevens did.
Top 10 drive. Ooh, I see smoke in the back straight away.
I don't see anybody slow. Oh.
No, maybe not. I mean, I'm probably just seeing things. Nonetheless, the top 10 drivers remain single file at the moment on the track. Nathan Velez in the top 10 right now. He's after starting 17th, so a shout out to him at the moment. Tate Lytle has fallen back, started 3rd. He's backed up there to 13th. There's some more battle in the back of the pack going on right now. I am seeing Johnny Thomas getting underneath Nick Miller. Miller in the Hooters Chevrolet.
Johnny completing that pass there, and looks like Corey Lindsay and Jordan Teal going after it there out of turn 2.
Oh man, these guys are snaking side by side next to each other in the back of the pack here. Christopher Munger, Stevens, Hickey's actually trying to break the draft. And we got a battle for 7th place going on right now. How about Peter Short and Luis Salmaso?
I thought Luis was about to take that position on the outside. Now he's going to lose a little bit of time there, and Nathan Velez is going to try and take advantage of some of that momentum lost by Luis, but not going to be able to do it. Yeah, Drew will take advantage of that.
It was a battle of the alcohol beverages. Oh man, Eisenman kind of crashed on the track.
I think there was some contact. I think there was a little bit of sparks there entering one, and Nathan just about lost it out of 2 there.
Man, he got a run right there. He might come get him back.
Yeah. I was going to say, it almost didn't look like he was too happy with that little shove.
Well, it's a lot of race left. I mean, in about 20 laps, we got the halfway point. So, I mean, at least try to, as of right now, if you're in mid-pack, try to position yourself to get into the top 10 for more bonus points. And that's exactly what Stevens and Chad Brown really need to do, as far as bonus points is concerned.
Yeah, that's
be a hard thing to do.
Yeah, when you're back here in 20th. But, at least, like we said, just try and learn as much as you can. Obviously, it's going to be quite the stretch to pick up 10 positions in 20 laps with, a pretty good gap in between. But
only seen. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it looks like we got a battle brewing up here for second between Paul Ross and Kevin Finn there. That's the gap in between.
Ben's been quiet in the top 5. We haven't talked a lot about him. He was actually running in 2nd place. Had a pretty good gap on 3rd place at the time. And that 3rd place driver was Peter Short. And Kevin Finn currently remaining in the 3rd spot behind Paul Ross. Finn, I don't think, has yet to visit victory lane this season. Paul Ross has. Battle for 18th, I'm hearing.
Yeah, just turned to that battle. That about went 3 wide, and Dylan Hickey, and it is 3 wide for a little bit there. Dylan Hickey going to cross under the 63 of Mike Stevens. Going to try and get that spot. Mike going to go a little wide there, and looks like Hickey will get that spot, and Nick Miller will hold on to 18th at the moment.
Man, I was going to say, Stevens ain't going to be liking this, because, man, he can't afford to be wrecking. Battle for 9th going on.
Tate Lytle and Drew Eisenman going at it there. Looks like Tate will get that spot. Boy, Drew got a great exit there. I saw the momentum he was getting there off 4, and it'll be side by side down the front straightaway.
Tate Lytle, man, he looks like he's got some decent short run speed, but the long run speed kind of goes away just a little bit. But Tate's still fighting strong in the top 10, so these two battles are battling for 10th spot. Ooh, nice run by Tate Lytle around the outside like that. It stuck pretty well.
Ooh, Drew a little bit into the wall there, just a little tap.
A little spark.
Yeah, didn't hurt anything. Wow, it almost looked like just behind them, Richard Lafferty got a little loose under braking there. Looked like it was a little wiggle out of that car. Tell you what, these guys towards the back haven't really been given too much room to each other. They're trying to keep the spots they have and don't want to lose them, because obviously we've seen it here tonight. You lose one position and it can almost be like a freight train.
Battle for 6th going on right now. Peter Short, Chuck Sweeting. This has been a battle I could have been kind of wanting to see what happens. Looks like Sweeting hands it over to Peter Short. Battle for 2nd brewing up, and it is. Peter Short getting around Paul Ross for 2nd.
Kevin Finn. Give the credit to the man. He deserves it, please.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though. No, this has been a pretty good race for Kevin so far. Qualified 2nd, I believe, and he's been up front ever since.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go to lap differentials. The difference between lap times here. I'm actually taking this from their personal best compared to their last lap, their current lap. So let's start with Levi Zielinski, who's been out front with that clean air. Best lap of the night for Levi, 48.885. His last lap was a 51.816 over a 12-lap stint. That's huge. That is significant. That's like
wow.
Goals and huge.
Yeah.
My God. And actually, I believe we got a car headed to pit road.
Oh yeah, Cayman Rich coming to pit road.
Ooh, is this a little early?
Johnny, I think, was trying to do the same strategy. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is about the time I believe that Johnny came down pit road and obviously didn't make it, but I'm not sure the thought process here coming down. I think halfway. Nick Miller on pit road too, but I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. We'll have to wait and see. But
man, if anybody stays out, man, I think tires is gonna be huge.
Yes.
I mean, since we just talked about lap time differential. And I do have to state that Levi Zielinski does have the fastest lap of the evening.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else with a 48, so he's the lone man with that, but...
Solid pit stop, 14.9 seconds for Cameron Rich. Let's see if anybody else comes to pit road this time by. I'm actually seeing really nobody. Wow, nobody. Oh, wait, 55. That would be Christopher Munger. Otherwise, nobody. I'm shocked by that. Nick Miller, he's stomping road, but he's seen the wall tonight.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good damage to that car.
Yeah, he's got some damage. He's getting it fixed up or something.
I'm going to be really interested to see how this all plays out for Cameron Rich. This is essentially cutting that fuel run in half, so... Going to be interesting to see what the thought process was. And we just got a report from Ken Rich in chat, the YouTube chat, that they never filled up his car on the first stop. Wow.
Well, wow. Crew mistake, maybe.
Cameron, I guess someone's getting fired, huh?
Good job, Gas Man.
Yeah.
But hey, I tell you what, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun comparing lap times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Justin? Do you want to try?
No, I
don't feel comfortable here.
No.
I don't feel comfortable here.
No, not at this difficult of a track.
Carlos, sorry, man, but no. Oh.
Well, that sure didn't sound like a joke, Carlos.
Yeah.
That sounded more. Oh, the 88 of Rusty Webb.
Trouble.
Looks like.
Let's get a replay of that.
Oh, got a little clip of it there.
Turn 2, bites him. Pow! Hit it so hard, and hits the inside wall. That was turn 2.
Double whammy there, yeah. Well, yeah, that's.
Thank God.
Yeah, there's a good look at it there.
All right,
Wow.
I want to compare lap times right here, right now. I know we had eyes on Rusty Webb. He's getting out of the way for Cameron Rich. Cameron Rich, last time by, ran a 49.150. Levi Zielinski is running 51.9s. 2 seconds. Over 2 seconds.
Well, you know, this is an unscheduled pit stop by Cameron, no doubt. But, you know, we saw Johnny Thomas try the same strategy. I assume, you know, the fixed setup. So obviously they couldn't put half the fuel in the car there. But
yeah, I was gonna say that car had been full really at the start of the race. We do got a battle heating up. Yeah, we do. Teammates. Sam Close and Paul Ross were pretty close together, but nothing really happened as far as side-by-side battling is concerned. Sweeting got around the Heineken machine of Salmaso.
Yeah, we got Johnny Thomas going by Corey Lindsay there towards the back, and Johnny will get that position. And it looks like Rusty Webb has disconnected for the night.
Taking it to the garage.
No real surprise there. That car was pretty heavily damaged. Both, I'm sure he had some suspension damage to that as well. Yeah, also. Thank you, Carlos. Also emotional damage. Well, we do see one car. Yeah, coming down pit road. That's the 91 of Dylan Hickey.
Well, right now we are kind of in that ballpark now. We could see early pit stops if 22 laps is the max. So Hickey is the first one as far as early pit stops, not unscheduled. So Hickey down pit road.
You know, realistically, we're only about 3 laps away from the estimated fuel numbers here tonight, so.
See what Levi does. Stays out. Practically everybody within the top 5 stay out.
Oh, Race Clark and the 83 Johnny Thomas around Christopher Munger hits the 00 of Corey Lindsay. Oh, and the 64 of Chad Brown.
Oh
no! Richard Hines.
That was a delay.
Oh my goodness, they're still wrecking.
Hines is already sideways. They're still wrecking.
Guys, the caution was out. All right, let's see here. Johnny Thomas looked like he really dove it in there. What was that, 3? And then got into Race Clark a little bit down that short chute. Contact was made. Chad Brown involved there, and I don't really know what has to Rusty Webb.
I hate to say it, but I think that this happened well before the upcoming turn 4 happened, because it looked like to me coming out an exit corner of turn 3, the 83 of Thomas bumps the 2 car, gets them all loosey-goosey, entering the corner of turn 4. Johnny Thomas tried checking up, but he got team-boned in the back bumper by Christopher Munger.
Man.
Munger hit Lindsay.
And just taking a look at Richard Hines there, really looked like he tried to get on the brakes, and the car just flat out got loose on him, and that's how he kind of got involved in that one. The caution's already out by this point, and you're going to see that he sees that all going on, but the car just snaps loose. I don't know if he hit the brakes because he saw really no hole in front of him, or not quite sure what happened there, but obviously that's going to do a lot of damage to Richard Hines.
I was just
Welcome to
saying
the back
he maybe could have taken the outside row, but Lindsay was actually pretty slow, and the man Stephen Kettman gets involved with this.
Yeah, the big winner and all that, Cameron Rich, he's going to be able to catch up to this field. Obviously still in the 18th position.
Boy, and that, I'm just continuing looking at the replay. Wade Lear just squeaked by.
That took out the cars coming down pit road. That took out a lot of good guys and kind of went on for a while, but got some stops coming up.
So we see our second caution of the evening here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is now crunch time. Johnny Thomas, who has never lost the race lead, and believe it or not, when you do green flag pit stops here at Indianapolis, when you do green flag pit stops here at Indianapolis, you usually don't go a lap down right off the bat, and I do believe Dylan Hickey did not go a lap down, so he is able to stay out under this caution flag to take the race lead. We'll have to see how pit stops unveil here first. We'll get all live timing and scoring in a second here.
I think he did go a lap down, but either way,
really?
I think he's gonna get the wave round. I still see him behind the leaders here, but either way, gonna be able to get waved around here.
Maybe. I might be wrong on that. All right, so Levi wins the race off pit road. Paul Ross is in second place. Peter Short in third. Kevin Finn fourth, and Samuel Close, the top five, coming off pit road. Pretty good pit stops for Peter Short and Paul Ross, 14.6. How about 14.2 for Drew Eisenman?
Tell you what, Levi's trying to show everybody that another Ford can dominate these shows. He's led all 34 laps completed here tonight. That's pretty impressive here. Putting on a clinic right now.
You know, you've been calling the green flags here, coming to the green here, Justin, and every time I've heard you say that so far, twice tonight, you say Levi Zielinski, big jump, and he has gotten a big jump. He's playing with that clean air. He has the advantage as the race leader, and I mean, it's so hard for second place to really get a good jump because you have to try to pay attention when the leader's going to go, and you just don't know when that's going to happen, and it's very tough, especially on a track like Indianapolis. And I do got to make a correction. Dylan Hickey was a lap down, but he would go a lap down if he pitted right now, so he's on tail end of the lead lap, so he'll have to take a wave around to stay on the lead lap.
I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job as leader. Obviously, getting those restarts perfect and really setting sail ever since, or you know, once they go into turn one, he's basically untouchable from the rest of the way onwards. Well, while we have a moment, taking a look at a great camera angle there, why don't we give a quick shout out to these awesome camera angles tonight, provided by Track Cams for Gourmet. You can find more information and download the pack at www.trackcams22.com or facebook.com/trackcams. Why don't we bring in Race Clark here to the booth? Tanner, we'll let you have a quick chat with Race Clark here.
All right, let's bring up Race Clark here. Race Clark, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey man, looked like on the replay, looked like you got a little bit of a bumper tap coming off the exit of the corner right there that caused the car to get really loose. And when it comes to that, when that fourth corner comes up, it comes up really fast, and you really got to set the car up. And you were trying to do that, and unfortunately, it spun out there. Take us through the view of Race Clark.
Yeah, I got tapped as the car was unloading next to the corner and lost it. If Johnny could have waited maybe 2 more seconds, I was going to let him by. You saw how much he was closing in on me. And then I didn't hold my brakes, spinning back down the track, and I caught Chad. That's my fault, but getting turned is nothing I can do when I'm exiting the corner and get hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the car really banged up? Because it looked like you really took some significant hits here tonight under that caution flag. Do you think you're 2 laps down, and actually you look like a modified right now, 3 laps down? You able to get back out there at least, or no?
Nah, Richard got me after it was all said and done, which I guess kind of stems being my fault for not holding the brakes. after getting wrecked. So no, I have engine damage. And, I'm only running part-time, so it's either like checkers or wreckers, I guess.
All right, well, Race. Well, hopefully at some point you can get back up there. Otherwise, back out there. Otherwise, best of luck in the next race you participate in.
Thanks, buddy. I just want to give a shout to my homies watching. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah is right. That's Race Clark, folks, in the number 2 for Team Blurry. Now, Justin, I'm going to give you Johnny Thomas here. Let's bring up Johnny.
Yeah, quick interview. All right. Johnny Thomas, you got a copy?
I got you guys at 7.
All right, we'll get you in here real quick. A little bit of contact with Race Clark there. What was it like from your point of view there?
I just got into him. I thought I hit him square enough going straight, and he just lost it. My fault, but can't do nothing about it now.
Looked like the car got a little bit of damage. How's it feeling out there at the moment?
It's pretty banked up. This ain't one of my favorite tracks. I'm really sucking tonight, but see what happens. We got, I don't know how many, we're almost halfway, so see what happens.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck going forward here, bud.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Johnny Thomas. Currently in the 15th position at the moment. All right. So coming out of turn 4 here, of course, Levi Zielinski going to be your leader. Paul Ross currently 2nd. Peter Short 3rd. Kevin Finn 4th. And Luis Amaso going to round out the top 5 there. Pace car will pull off. And Levi on it once again. Good jump there. Green flag is out. Paul Ross looks like he didn't get quite as good of a jump. Peter Short going to give him a little push down the straightaway. It'll be Kevin Finn and Paul Ross battling side by side, as Kevin Finn actually going to get that spot from Paul. He will take the 2nd position. Really close there. It looks like Cameron Rich and Chuck Sweeting battling back there for position, and looks like Chuck's going to get the better of that position.
Oh, man, a guy in a rocket, that number 14, Kevin Finn. He's going for the race lead. Levi Zielinski throwing a little bit of a block on him. Finn is already there. Zielinski realizes that. Down in turn number 3, side by side. This is going to be the first time tonight that it's going to be a battle for the race lead. And we might see our very first lead change of the night. And this is important points because we are coming down to 2 laps to go for the halfway bonus. Ben is there.
Oh, the 33, Jordan Teal going to get turned. Oh, hard hit into the inside wall.
Caution. Put it out.
Immediately gets off the racetrack. Take a look at what happened. Oh, just loose. Luckily, the only car involved in that heavy impact into that inside wall, and nobody else involved. Well, I'll tell you what. Levi Zielinski got a good restart once again, but Kevin Finn got an even better exit of turn 2 and was able to take that lead. And only our first lead change of the night put Kevin Finn on top of the board, and it looks like he's going to be able to get those playoff points here, as we should be taking lap 40 under this yellow.
Pretty good points going to be handed out to drivers who have already visited Victory Lane, and some of them have not visited Victory Lane, but they're pretty good on points. This will just tally up more points to them. If you have yet to have a victory, who do you want to talk to? Who?
Jordan Teal.
Jordan Teal. Feel like an owl. Who? Where's Teal at? Yeah, let's talk to Jordan Teal here if I can pull him. Where's he at? Oh, Eisentech. Yeah, let's talk to Jordan here. Jordan Teal, you got a copy?
Yo.
Hey, Jordan, man, what happened there? Looked like you kind of got all loosey-goosey coming off turn 4 there. Did you clip the grass there?
Well, I definitely hit the curb. I'm trying to watch the replay now to see what happened, but I felt like I was giving everyone room. I got a really good restart and got a really good run out of turn 2. Get down to turn 3, everything's good. Going to turn 4, and I felt like the guy on the outside of me pinched me down. He may not have. I haven't watched the replay yet. But, so I reacted so I wouldn't door him and hit the curb, and the curb in turn 4 makes you spin out and end the day. Tried to alt F4 before the caution came out, but didn't get it done.
Didn't get it done, but that's, it's very unfortunate here at Indy. And it looks like your day is done. You have brought it behind the wall into the garage area. What are you looking forward to the next 2 races? And do you think you got a shot at for a top 10 or possibly a win at Darlington or Richmond?
It'll honestly just depend on how the car drives. I don't enjoy tight setups at all. If it's like a neutral setup or moderately loose, I'll probably be okay. But I don't know. Darlington's just such a tough track. You run it right in the wall the whole time. If you get any right side damage, you lose power. So I have no idea. I mean, it could be a top 10 day and it could be a bottom 20 day. You just don't know.
All right, Jordan. Well, hopefully we see you in the top 10. Hopefully we'll see a victory lane at one point sometime this season. Best of luck the remainder of the season.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Jordan Teal, who just had an accident come off turn number 4. Is it all right? Yeah, I guess we're talking to Mr. Levi Rowdy Zielinski. Justin Kolb, you caught up with him on the radio.
Sure have. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Levi Zielinski, you got a copy there, bud?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, you've been pretty dominant all night. Unfortunately, just lost that lead to Kevin Finn, but it looks like you have a pretty stout car nonetheless. How's it feeling tonight? And can you get that lead back here?
Yeah, definitely think we should be able to get the lead back here. Car is definitely strong. I think we're better than Kevin Finn on the short run and to the middle, the long run too. It's just we're gonna have to get there. Hopefully, we get enough laps in again. But overall, this is probably one of my favorite tracks. You guys know that in the past. I've always ran pretty fast cars here. Just never got a chance to get it done, and hopefully we can bring one home tonight. I mean, that's the major goal here, to get a second win going into the playoffs.
Well, you're definitely on track to do that, and we've seen it each restart. Once you've gotten out in front, besides the last one, of course, but once you've gotten out in front of that clean air, it looks like you just are untouchable. It's looking like that clean air definitely an advantage here tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. It just really depends. Like, you just gotta know how to drive this track, unfortunately. I don't think I'm doing anything special when I'm in the lead than I am behind somebody. So it's just all about how you run the track. You gotta be a little bit more aggressive than you think you need to be here. You can definitely brake a little bit harder than you need to be, so it's all about that. I mean, braking, getting the car in there, the turn right, and getting out of 2 is really important, and getting out of 4 is really important. So that's where I've made up a lot of my time. These last few runs is out of 2. 2 is the biggest part where I've seen a lot of gains to 3/10 on the guy sometimes because of it. So.
All right, buddy. Well, the first half of the race is complete. You got a whole nother half of the race to get this job done, and only have to lead about 4 more laps to clinch that most laps led. So good luck the rest of this race, and hopefully see you in victory lane here.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, just before we go green to document, we did have some strategy with some of the cars in the back. Some of the cars who knew they were not in the points. Chuck leading all the way back actually came down pit road to take 4 fresh tires and fuel. So going to be interesting to see how they're able to work through the field here once we go back to green.
Chuck's been pretty fast. He's been kind of hanging around that top 10 area the entire night. We got the 1 to go. We should get the 1 to go signal this time by, and looks like we certainly do because the drivers are starting to line up and they're ready to go. And indeed, 1 to go. And I do want to kind of point out the lap 40 drivers. I'm going to try to document that right now. So the top 10 drivers who got bonus points, starting with Kevin Finn getting 10 bonus points. 9 bonus points going to Levi Zielinski. Paul Ross gets 8. 7 goes to Peter Short. 6 goes to Sam Close. 5 goes to Luis Salmaso. 4 goes to Drew Eisman. 3 goes to Tate Idle. 2 goes to Richard Lafferty. And 1 point goes to Nathan Velez. Those are the 10 drivers that got halfway bonus points. Now it's from here on out. It is now time to go to victory lane. We're past halfway. Less than 40 laps to go. Coming down to 38 laps remaining. It is crunch time. And a little bit of an update, Nick Miller was the free pass car under this caution flag, so good job, Nick Miller, to get back on the lead lap. He has sustained some sort of damage here tonight. The wall has bit him at times. Now he's back on the lead lap.
Kevin Finn gonna pull a Levi Zielinski here. He's gonna pick the outside lane for this restart, and that will put Levi on the inside. So expect Kevin Finn to get as good of a jump as Levi would get, and See if Kevin can't hold off Levi Zielinski, who has dominated this race so far with leading 37 laps. But Kevin Finn has led 4 so far here tonight, coming to 5 laps led. Levi really only having to lead about 4 more to clinch those most laps led for another bonus point. So see if he can't get into victory lane here tonight and try and get the most points he can. As pace car going to pull off. Ooh. Kevin Finn did not get quite as good of a jump. Peter Short thought he was going to go. Gave him a little bump. The green flag is out. Looks like he should be able to clear Levi going into turn 1 here. And Levi going to be able to hold on to that second spot. The battle is going to be on for third between Peter Short and Paul Ross there.
That's where if I was the race leader, I'd be like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Paul Ross battling pretty good with, and production truck can't be connected. I've already messed up once tonight. Paul Ross going underneath the number 22 of Peter Short. I was just about to say before a production truck said caution flag that was going to be a pretty good battle going on. So Massel right behind the number 22 of Peter Short again battle the alcohol. Both making me pretty thirsty right now, actually.
Man, is that 3 wide back there with Johnny Thomas?
Oh, man, yes, it is.
It was 3 wide for a second. Now it's just double file there with Johnny Thomas and Mike Stevens racing into turn 1 there, and Thomas going to get the spot.
Nothing as scary as 3 wide as going 3 wide here in an Indy car.
Oh, I believe it, yeah. Especially going into these really cramped corners.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Cameron Rich is going to take the spot on Richard Lafferty there.
I was just about to say, where was he at? Because he's been pretty quiet himself ever since his pit road mistake, such as not filling up the car. That cost him track position. Oh, speeding!
I'm going to try and get the position on Levi Zielinski there. But yeah, looking at it, Cameron Rich has recovered quite nicely from that little pit miscue. He's going to try and fight for, looks like, the 9th position between Nathan Velez and Cameron Rich there. That just about got real close. They'll be side by side down the back. Richard Lafferty going to try and help Cameron down the back there a little bit. A little bit of a push there. And Cameron will get that spot.
Man, but Les is very vulnerable when he tries that outside line, man, because drivers kind of just pass him left and right. He just got lost from Rich, lost it from Lafferty. If he can sink into that hole right there in front of Hickey, and I might add, Hickey's kind of recovering a little bit as well after hitting the wall. Well, Drew Eisenman and Tate Lytle, they were just side-by-side position. Drew Eisenman just passed Tate Lytle for 7th. Lafferty, oh, there goes Rich trying to get underneath him of Eisenman. Or not Eisenman, excuse me, Lytle.
Well, it's been pretty close between Cam and Rich and some of these cars he's been trying to get past. Looks like he's just trying to pick him off as quickly as possible here.
Yeah, man, oh man, Cameron's just been, I mean, ever since the drop of the restart here, he's just been kind of on a roll. I'm actually going to go take a look back to see where he was at the time on that restart. Let's see here. He was backed up in 11th. And he's actually already up to 10th. So realistically, he's only gained once. Oh, did he just hit the wall? Cameron just kind of slapped the wall just a little bit. Little kiss.
Doesn't look like it could hurt the car too much there, so.
Chuck Sweeting going after, I believe, Wade Lear for position.
There isn't. He's going to get that spot. That'll move him up to the 13th position.
Levi Zielinski is pushing a little pressure on the number 14 of Kevin Finn. Kevin Finn has been quiet all night, and he has now taken the lead. He's out front. Zielinski trying to get it back, trying to get a good run on corner exit. Paul Ross not too far behind, only 0.5 of a second.
And Looks like he's really closed up that gap. I've noticed it's been closing ever so slightly these past couple laps, and Levi was trying to get the nose underneath, just barely has it under Kevin Finn here down the back straightaway. Should have the position as we head into 3.
Oh,
he's actually going to push up a little bit. Oh, the caution's out.
Put it out.
The 91 of Dylan Hickey around, what is that, turn 3?
Turn 3. Accident, turn 3. Tell you what, I think Hickey really, kind of going on, according to time and scoring, I got Levi as the race leader, but we'll check back that in a minute. Looked like to me Hickey really overdove the corner, got into the back bumper of Velez, made contact with Lafferty.
Wow. Yeah, he way overshot that corner.
Man, it almost looked like he was going to do one of them old bump and runs.
It was a pretty supreme bump and run there.
I mean, we're all talking bump and runs in NASCAR in the last, 3 weeks.
That was more like bump and done.
Bump and dump.
That car's got some pretty heavy damage on it.
Man, Hickey was having a pretty good night. He was trying to recover, though, despite hitting the wall.
So who else was involved in that? It looked like
Lafferty.
Lafferty.
3-car accident?
Yeah, then got into Velez initially. Tell you what, Nathan Velez did a heck of a job saving that car. Taking another look at it. We'll talk to Dylan Hickey after what should be. Here we go. Car is coming down pit road. Pit road can be so tricky too. It's so narrow. Not a whole lot of room, going down or exiting. And the stalls are pretty narrow as well.
Well, I tell you what, every time, I shouldn't say every time, but the last 2 cautions we've seen a new race leader. Walensky now getting it back. See what pit stops do here. Oh, Finn!
Had to back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
How badly that hurts him track position-wise.
Oh, that's gonna hurt him a ton.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. And then he wheel spins exiting the pit road, loses a bunch of time there.
Wow.
He went from 2nd all the way back to 8th.
All right, so the top 5: Zielinski, Ross, Salmasso, Short, Close, and Rich.
All right, it looks like we have Dylan Hickey. Tanner, I believe you've caught up with him.
Trying to dial Dylan Hickey up here. Dylan Hickey, you got a copy?
10-4, what's going on?
Hey, man, looked like you were having a pretty decent run there tonight, despite hitting the wall earlier in the race. Tell me what happened down in turn number 3. It looked like you had misjudged the entrance of the corner just a little bit.
Yeah, 10-4. That's completely on me. No denying that for sure. I was just racing with those guys, trying to get all you can, and drafting with Nathan there, and kind of lost my brake markers, and Nathan checked up a bit earlier than I anticipated, and when I got on the brakes a little bit harder, I just started skipping it into the corner. So yeah, that's on me for sure. We'll fight back though. We'll try to get all we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, Dylan, you've been pretty consistent, such as finishes have been going on this season. The last time you had an outside the top 10 finish was back in Auto Club Speedway on June 4th, and here we are at the practically end of July. And it sounds like you're probably not going to get a top 10 here today. I don't know. It depends on how your car is really handling. But overall, you've been pretty consistent in that lately. Overall, what can you tell me about your season?
Overall, I did not know that was our last out of the top 10 finish. So that's awesome to hear. That's what's got us to where we're at right now. And I mean, we're going to give all we can tonight for the rest of the race and see if we can keep that streak alive. Long shot for sure. But one race isn't going to hurt us too terribly much, assuming there's no surprise winners, and we'll go on to Darlington, and we'll rebound. We'll keep it up. We'll be there.
All right, Dylan. Well, if there's any advice I got to give to you, man, is erase what just happened and just kind of focus on the race, get the best finish you can, move on to Darlington.
10-4. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the race.
All right, that's Dylan Hickey there, folks. Hopefully you can get back in this thing. Having a pretty solid night here tonight. Trying to figure out where Dylan Hickey was at. What room was he in? All right.
Oh.
Ah. All right. Well, we have not received the 1 to go signal yet, and that's pretty good news as far as my Chicago Cubs go.
Missed that, man.
Anthony Rizzo makes his pitching debut. That's what the production truck just said. At least I ain't hearing shouting for the Marlins because they lost tonight.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when the Cubbies were in town in San Diego, Petco Park was pretty filled with a bunch of Cubs fans. It was pretty incredible. Yeah.
On my bucket list to go to a Cubs game at Wrigley Field. I'm sorry, but it is. I'm a Cubs fan, but even though I live in Wisconsin, I'm a Packer fan, but I'm also a Cubs fan, so not a Brewers fan. I'll watch the Brewers, but I'm more of a Cubs fan. All right, enough baseball talk. We got the 1 to go signal this time by. Let's reset the field for you, at least the top 10. Mr. Levi Zielinski is going to start off on this restart once again here tonight like he has the majority of the night. Paul Ross has been in the position. He's been highest all night tonight. Has yet to lead a lap. Paul Ross sitting in second place. Peter Short in third place. Fourth place is number 4 of Luis Salmasso. Fifth place, Mr. Sam Close. Sixth place, Cameron Rich. Seventh place, Tate Lytle. And back to Cameron Rich. Good, nice recovery by Cameron. In eighth place is Kevin Finn, who lost some time on pit road by overshooting the pit box just a hair. And that cost him valuable position from second to eighth. So Kevin Finn, the other and only driver to lead laps tonight. Nathan Velez in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Drew Eisenman. All right, Justin, you can bring him down to the green.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Kevin Finn all the way back there in 8th. Going to be interesting to see. This is, I believe, the farthest he's been back all night after starting up there in that front row earlier in the race. So he's got some work to do. Paul Ross, I'd like to say going to have a shot at Levi Zielinski, but knowing Levi, he's going to time these restarts perfectly. So see what he can do, maybe exiting 2. That's where we saw the last lead change.
If Paul can remain in second place without battling anybody, and he just kind of follows Levi a little bit, and I'm sure Paul can catch him. But, man, it's going to be very tough. I wouldn't worry about it on lap 1 or 2. I just wait and see if you can clear everybody.
Yes, sir. Is the pace car going to pull in here? Expect to see another great restart by Levi Zielinski. No, he's going to hold him up a little bit and then get going. Green flag is out, and it's going to be the race on for second between Paul Ross and Peter Short as Levi Zielinski kind of stacked him up there on that initial restart.
Totally legal to do, playing mind games with the field just a little bit. First side-by-side battle for second spot, Peter Short and Paul Ross. Paul's on the bottom, trying to use that bottom line. He's just trying to focus on trying to get by Peter. Let's see if he does. So far he does, but be careful for the crossover. Maybe a slide job. I don't think it'll happen here at Indy, but...
A little push down the back straightaway there from Peter Short to Paul Ross. As Cameron Rich going to get stuck in that high side. Kevin Finn going to take advantage and get that spot away from Cameron. It looked like Cameron was kind of, as you said earlier, Tanner, a little loosey-goosey into that corner. Saw the car wiggling. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's going to save it, but he's going to go down pit road. He's going to have to slow down. I imagine they're going to be able to clear that black flag for speeding down pit road. But he's going to have to slow down. Yeah, I'm not sure how he saved that car. He was struggling all the way back to turn 3. As we got a race here into turn 2 between Tate Lytle and Drew Eisenman. That's going to be really close. Yeah, here's the replay on board with Cameron Rich working that wheel. Somehow doesn't hit that inside wall.
He doesn't. But I tell you what, man, he did clip that kind of like that, what do you want to call it, rumble strip area part of the track down there. Just clipped it ever so slightly, and it got the car upset, and just, man, it just got loose. And he does not hit the inside wall. Fantastic driving on Cameron Rich's point, but that put him back in the back once again. here tonight. So good job on Cameron. We did catch that live. That was some great camera work there.
Great job, Carlos. 2 for 2 tonight.
Oh, daggone. Man, that got sketchy.
That sure did, yeah. Don't normally see that out of Cameron Rich, but showed his wheelman there and able to hold on to it.
Must say up front, you know, when Paul was battling with Peter Short, he was trying to focus on just trying to battle with Short. He has done that, and now he's pulled away from Short. Now it's practically focusing on the race leader, Levi Zielinski. Let's see what he could do that in the meantime. Let's see what else battles are on racetrack. I am just kind of scrolling through. I'm not seeing a whole heck of a lot. Everybody kind of remain in single file at the moment. Cameron Rich did not lose a whole heck of a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time I should say, but I mean, not like when he was trying to pit earlier or whatever it was. Yeah, he tried pitting earlier. Only, what, 13 seconds back. Another caution will save Cameron, and a pit stop.
Just a quick recap on tonight. Currently, looks like 20 cars on the lead lap. Haven't had a whole lot of accidents that have taken a lot of people out. We've had some accidents, but looks like everybody's kind of been able to continue going for the most part. Looks like Richard Hines is going to be the first car lap down. Stephen Kettman, 2 down.
Steve,
wow.
Chuck Sweeting, man.
Is he coming down pit road? He is.
I was thinking something was happening, but nope.
Well, you know, we see another car, Cameron Rich, coming down pit road. Guys, I think that they're going to try and split this run in half because they could not make it to the end from that prior restart.
I'm busting out the calculator.
I'm thinking they can make it from... This is going to be a little iffy, but 24 to go. It's going to be close.
Remember when... Excuse me. Remember when we were kind of joking about Chuck Sweeting earlier?
Yeah.
At this point, it's 23 laps until the end. I tell you what, Rich is playing the same cards.
They have nothing to lose.
Ah, boy.
Well, Cameron Rich taking an extended stay on pit road. Maybe they did not waive the... I don't think they waived the penalty for speeding on pit road.
They did not. And I actually didn't hear anybody go over the radio and kind of call that out. So he actually had to pit. So I can understand on Cameron Rich's point of view. But for Chuck Sweeting, I think he's just trying to make it on fuel.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Sweeting... Oh, Rich is in trouble again. He's in the grass. He saves it. But Chuck Sweeting, that was a 10.4 pit stop. That tells me he took 2 tires? 2 rights.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah,
Cameron should have had that cleared.
Well,
obviously too late now.
Yeah. Obviously, the officials did not feel that should be cleared, and unfortunately, he's now 1 lap down. No off-track official here tonight, so...
Got a battle for 15th kind of brewing up here.
Well, it did brew up, and then... we're still going at it. That's a good battle for 5th between Kevin Finn there and Sam Close. Kevin going to try and get to the inside of Sam, and looks like he will be able to get that spot that will put him up into the top 5.
Sam it didn't seem like he was very confident in a win tonight, but I mean, he's been very consistent in the top 10, and he just lost a spot to Kevin Finn.
Yeah, and Sam's coming down pit road. I thought he was slowing up, and he's going to lock it up a little bit.
Don't lock it up. 60 miles an hour.
21 to go. This is about how long these guys could make it on a fuel run. So these guys at this point going to try and think about the end of the race here.
60 miles an hour is pit road speed. He got it under. He's good. Tell you what, if that's the case, I kind of expect Paul to go down pit road too, because he might say, all right, I'm only 5/10 back. I want to try to maybe I can gain a tire advantage on these guys. That could be a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, we've seen the fall off here tonight. It's pretty drastic, so I think he's coming. Yes, he is.
I called it. No, look at that. Did something right. 60 miles an hour.
Drew Eisenman coming down as well.
Eisenman's coming. Okay, so this is good for Paul because Levi Zielinski and Peter Short did not stop this time by. But, I mean, I won't get my hopes up because those two drivers could stop this upcoming time by. Sam is so far ahead of Chuck Sweeting, and Sam did take 4 tires. So this is going to be a crazy thing to see if tires is the 2 tires and 4 tires. I'm going to double check my times here on pit stops.
I was going to say, I don't know if he took tires. I'm only seeing a 6.6 seconds. Yeah. Luis Almasto on pit road, as well as Kevin Finn. So 20 laps to go. Yeah, these guys definitely thinking about the end of the race at this point.
Oh, man, Peter Short and Levi Zielinski stayed out again, man. That ain't good. Paul just hit it. Paul better go for 4. He did. He went for 4 tires. Just an update, Christopher Munger. Okay, never mind, not Munger. But Sam Close took fuel only. I can confirm that. Chuck Sweeting took 2 tires. Oh, man. Fuel, man, comes down to the end of the race. Justin, this is exciting.
Yeah. And especially when we've seen how drastic the drop-off is, whether you do 2 tires, 4 tires, or in Sam's case, no tires. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for Sam, but it's going to be quite the race to the end here.
Here goes Levi now. Peter Short should be coming.
Yep, they are both coming. I think I'm with you, Tanner. I think that's a bit too late. I think they should have came in a couple laps prior.
Well,
but, everybody's coming at this point.
Yeah, everybody's coming. The only thing that's going to mess this up is a caution flag.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Now, keep an eye of Zielinski and Short. And we just got to keep an eye on where Paul Ross is at. I got a track map here, so I'm going to be cheating here. Paul Ross is drastically catching that number 26 all over the back bumper. I mean, there's no competition.
That's him a little loose.
That's 4 tires versus 2 tires right there. And 4 tires sounds like it's going to win. And Peter Short and Zielinski are just now leaving their pit boxes. And here comes Paul Ross into turn number 1.
So what's that? About 2-3 lap advantage on tires that Levi's going to have?
Yeah. Sam is still ahead of Paul. Sam didn't take tires, though. He took fuel only.
Yeah, I don't... Personally, I don't like that call, but...
All right, let's find out where let's find out where everybody is here. Paul Ross is right behind Sam. Sam actually got really loose coming off the corner there. He's just trying to hold on to it, and actually Paul's going to catch him drastically here.
Paul's just eating up into it.
Peter Short is just now coming off turn number 4 along with Levi, so not too far behind.
It's going to be no contest here between the 2 3OG teammates there, as Paul Ross going to effectively take the lead once these other guys cycle around for their green flag stops.
Tate Lytle, Johnny Thomas, Mike Stevens, Chad Brown, Christopher Munger, and Richard Lafferty. Those 6 drivers have yet to visit pit road. Once those 6 drivers visit pit road, it's going to be Paul Ross that's going to take the race lead unless Peter Short and Zielinski can catch him. Now, if a caution comes out, that's going to help those drivers that are staying out right now.
Oh. That got really close between Peter Short and Chuck Sweeting. Oh! Almost contact between Peter Short and Levi Zielinski there. Levi up the track, and that's going to allow Kevin Finn to catch up to Levi there.
Oh, Zielinski throwing the block. Oh, he might get dumped here. It's on that quarter panel. Ooh, getting sketchy and hairy.
The 2 most dominant cars of the night right there.
Yeah, practically. Yeah, Finn, man. I mean, Levi, I think he kind of threw a block on him 2 times in this race tonight. Kind of expect him eventually to use that bumper to do the bump and run.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, kind of an open door for that one.
Oh, boy. Peter Short going after Sam Close. No competition.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, Sam, I think, is going to regret this one at the end of the race, not taking tires.
Oh, daggone.
Yeah, he's just continuing to fall back here.
Keep in mind, no 303 driver has led a lap tonight. Or an Eisentek driver.
That's actually a pretty incredible stat. Yeah, Eisentek has been, other than Peter Short, kind of quiet here tonight.
They've been there. They just, it's just so hard to pass. Otherwise,
Yeah.
they have been there. Well, I tell you what, Zielinski looks like he's pulling away from Finn right now, so that's good for Zielinski, so he can try to focus on catching Peter Short. Peter Short wants to try to catch Paul Ross. Chad Brown to pit road. That's one of the top 6 cars to blink towards the pits.
It's actually a car that was involved in one of the more recent accidents up there for the moment, but he's going to obviously fall back with these green flag stops. Let's compare some times between what Tate's going to run here at the line, lap time-wise. Obviously, Tate is yet to come down pit road. See if he blinks here. No, he will not. Oh, God, really close to that wall, so... Going to be coming around this time. Tate's going to run 52.64, and Paul just entering turn 3. Paul, of course, with his 4 fresh tires, currently up to 5th at the moment.
Oh, Peter!
Real loose off the corner there.
Like tight, almost hitting the wall, and then kind of swinging the wheel to the left. Did he really hit the wall? I gotta look it back. Oh, yeah, he did hit the wall.
So it's about a 1.5 seconds difference between Paul and Tate, with Paul running a 51.04 versus Tate's 52.64. So that's still a pretty good difference there. Obviously, yeah, I don't think Tate can make it to the end here, so he's just going to try and go as long as he can at this point.
Realistically, they're banking on a caution right now, and the caution would help them. But I mean, drivers like Christopher Munger, who's sitting in 4th place, I think he's got a lot of damage that's kind of hurting his straightaway speed. Certainly, it is, because here tonight we've seen speeds well over 200 miles an hour at the start-finish line. So we'll have to see how this is going to play out for Lytle, Thomas, Stevens, and Munger. Really, I'm not sure how it's going to play out. But if we do get a caution, it'll save them, because it's going to bring everybody to pit road. And we've seen how tires are so critical here at a racetrack like Indy. Peter Short is gaining a little bit on Paul Ross, though. I must say that, along with Levi Zielinski.
Going to be quite the interesting race at the end here. I'd have to believe these guys are still relatively close to each other, the guys who should be taking over the race lead once we get down to it.
I'm trying to see who's all coming, and nobody's coming to pit.
You still have Tate Lytle, Johnny Thomas, Mike Stevens, and Christopher Munger out there. We've mentioned Mike Stevens before, one of the bubble drivers. A caution could greatly benefit him here tonight. He's got about 11 laps to go here to get that caution, though.
I mean, if the race ended right now and Stevens in 3rd and Chad Brown is currently in 17th, that's huge points as far as the bubble is concerned for the cutoff point. But unfortunately, right now we do have 10 laps to go. So
Christopher Munger holding up these guys up in front here. Paul Ross, Peter Short, and Levi Zielinski. All of a sudden, 3 cars under a blanket there, exiting 4.
That significantly hurt Paul.
Well, Peter Short going to get to the inside of Paul here for the moment. No, he's going to fall. No, he's going to be able to get inside. Contact will be made. Some significant damage to Paul Ross. He's going to get into the wall and lose 2 spots there. Caution's out.
Mike Stevens is around.
Oh, no. Man.
Oh, and I tell you what, Stevens actually hit the wall, and that car just snapped on him.
Christopher Munger involved in that as well. Take a look at what happened here. Oh, yeah. 14 got into the 55 there. And we mentioned before that, not sure what happened to Mike Stevens. We can get the replay on that.
I tell you what, Mike Stevens, the caution is for Mike Stevens, but I tell you what, that actually, no, I take that back. I think the caution was originally for Munger. It was for Munger. Yes, I can confirm that.
Stevens there, he gets into the wall, and absolutely for Munger, yeah, because Mike didn't get back onto the race. Well,
no, Mike. I just paused it right now. Munger was already turned around, and Stevens didn't even hit the wall yet.
Guys, how about the beneficiaries of this caution? Yeah, Tate Lytle and Johnny Thomas.
Yep. And I was going to say Mike Stevens would have been a beneficiary because he was one of those drivers in the top 4, or should I say top 3. But, man, if he didn't hit that wall, that would have been so beneficial for Mike.
He was that close to
a second.
Yeah.
Everybody, tires. Yeah.
There's no question.
This helped out Lytle. This helped out Thomas. This actually may have helped out Paul Ross, too. Here we go. Oh, man. Levi over the back bumper of Peter Short.
Drew Eisenman staying out.
Oh, man. That's gutsy.
Corey Lindsay as well staying out, as well as Mike Stevens. So
Stevens like, man, I gotta go for points.
He might as well. Yeah.
I agree with Stevens' call.
The 18 turned around on pit road. Paul Ross.
Oh man, I tell you what, this just became bad to worse. Where did he get hit from?
Yeah, what happened to Paul?
Oh, Kevin Finn hit him.
He's on board with Paul. Oh my goodness, Kevin.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin was a little bit before that even happened, Kevin was a little bit towards the inside on Paul on pit road.
Oh.
Paul was just trying to get into his pit box and just got hit from behind really hard, too. And oh, bad. Sam. Oh, Sam, he was already ghosted. I was going to say, Sam, I've gotten involved in that, too, but...
The one thing I'll note about Kevin there is normally, you'd want to stay all the way up to that right, or to the wall there, the pit road wall, and Kevin was kind of almost in the middle there, and unfortunately clipped Paul. And
what a topsy-turvy turn of events. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Mike's going to have to pit, unless he's just going to run it out. Yeah.
I am showing Richard Hines. No, he's lapped down. He was lapped down, my bad.
Well, yeah, Paul Ross at this point, out of the question. He's gotten a whole lot of damage from that incident.
Is he clutching it, Stevens? Yeah, he's clutching it.
He's clutching it. Mike, I don't know if you can make it that far, buddy. That's not going to make... Yeah. There's no way.
Pace car lights are still turned on, so either way, it doesn't matter. He's still clutching it. Yeah. I know he's turning off the engine. I can hear him, but...
That replay is a little bit behind Carlos, but...
We do have... We do have all drivers have black boxes on their screen to see how much fuel that they have in that car on an estimated amount of laps. And if it's below 1.0, you need to pit. I'm sorry, but you do. But unfortunately, I mean, Stevens is showing, hey man, I ain't got to pit, but I just need to save some gas.
We were talking about Hail Marys earlier before the race, Tanner. Well,
gotta do it.
This is a bold one, but I mean, you can't just run the car out of fuel.
Well, despite how we feel about this strategy on Stevens, he's going for broke. And we talked about that at the top of the show. He's got to beat Chad Brown and try to gain as many points on him as possible to try to reach that playoffs.
I just don't see how he's going to be able to get a good finish out of this with... He's most likely going to run out of fuel with a significant amount of laps left. I don't know when he last came down pit road, but...
Well, according to this, it's been 24 laps ago, so according to timing and scoring.
With 7 laps to go,
he's pulling the Chuck Sweeting.
He's going to run out of fuel probably before we take the green.
Yeah, Let's see if Stevens comes on pit road this time. Now, production truck, what team did you say that was in the top 10? ATR and affiliates are in the top 10. Yeah. Wait. Unless he's probably saying, "Hey, don't talk to me. I'm trying to save gas." He's still staying out. So let's go ahead and bring in Mike. Where are you, Mike? All right. Okay. Mike Stevens, you got a copy, buddy? We'll try one more time here. Mike Stevens, number 63. Do you have a copy? 3Y TV here. All right.
Focus.
Well, yeah, he is so focused on saving gas. We tried. All right. I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is the one to go signal. He's still saving gas. We're coming down to 5 laps remaining.
This is probably going to be the last restart, I'd have to believe. We're not going to be able to get going again, I don't think. So
that is the absolute truth.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be quite the interesting restart. Drew Eisenman and Corey Lindsay make up the front row. Then you have a car who's about to run out of gas. In third there, Mike Stevens, Tate Lytle in fourth, Johnny Thomas in fifth. All right, we're going to restart this on board from Johnny Thomas. I'll kind of give you an idea of what's happening in front and behind, but
before you count them down to the green here, Justin, let's reset the field here for the fans. Drew Eisenman and Corey Lindsay, 7700, stay out along with the 63 of Stevens. Stevens is in severe fuel conservation mode. Everyone on back is on 2 tires, such as Tate Lytle and Richard Lafferty. Johnny Thomas is on 4, Peter Short's on 4, Levi's on 4, Kevin's on 4, and Nathan Velez, rounding out the top 10, are all on 4 tires. So let's see how this plays out. Justin, take the wheel.
This is going to be quite the interesting restart. Watch out for that 63 of Mike Stevens. He is on fumes at this point, I'd have to believe. Pace car is in. Here we go. Drew Eisenman is off. Green flag is out. And we're away. A pretty clean restart there. See Johnny Thomas right on the rear bumper of the 63 of Mike Stevens. Levi's Linsky just behind, going to pop out of line, try and get the position. Contact with Corey Lindsay. Mike Stevens into the wall. No caution. Oh, the 8 of Richard Lafferty stuck in the middle there. We're going to have 3 wide, 4 wide for the lead.
Oh, trouble on the back straightaway. Stevens crashing. They're going
4 wide for the lead. Tate Lytle going to be the best out of there. Watch out for Johnny Thomas on the bottom. Contact behind.
Oh, big crash.
Big crash. Tate Lytle in front. 5 laps to go. Race most likely over. Oh, Tate Lytle into the wall. Johnny Thomas.
Oh, they're crashing for the lead.
God. Wow. Woo.
Ooh, baby. When the caution comes out, the field is frozen, and
yeah, big wreck behind there. Peter Short, and not sure who else was involved in that, but yeah, into the wall. It should still go to the 46 of Tate Lytle. Okay. That 4 wide for the lead. Levi tried to find a hole somewhere, made it 4 wide, and made it stick.
We better start calling this the 4 wide racing league. I'm not making that up.
Yeah,
That's some crazy 10 stuff.
Well, that was contact between Richard Lafferty and Peter Short there.
Yep, then contact with Luis Salmaso. That's correct.
Oh, and so I think the contact first started with Peter getting into Richard there, both hard into the wall. All right, here's a good look at it.
Oh,
got it 2.
Yep.
Oh no, excuse me, that's in the 3, and then yeah, Luis involved in that one. Oh, the 88, I believe, or the 08, Stephen Kettman. Here's the question: do we get the quickie yellow, or if we don't get the? No,
I don't think so.
No, this race is over.
It needs to be at least 2 to go this time by.
All right, so here's the restart, guys. Take a look when they get to the back straightaway. Drew Eisenman gets a good jump there.
Contact.
Contact between the 63 and the 00 there. They kind of make it all cleanly there. Wait till we get to the backstretch.
Oh, Lafferty was already in trouble, and he was slow off of corner number 2.
Eisen
Here's the
gets
back
checked
straightaway.
up. Look at
Blocking,
Levi here,
blocking.
trying to find a spot.
look at
4
that.
wide.
Man, it looks like a video game. I mean, we aren't a video game, but I mean, good lord, look at that.
And Levi smartly backs up.
Yes. That, and there's
there's the contact.
There may have been contact between the 8 and the 5. I would have to double check on that.
I'm still trying to catch my breath.
Yeah, me too, man. I was like, oh, man, oh. You know, I was like, just trying to, because everything happened so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny going through the grass there, a little safari adventure.
Okay, there was a netcode contact that did not affect the 48, but a netcode contact between the 48 and the 8 that affected the 8 a little bit, that shot him up the track, and that's how Peter Short made contact with the 8 car, was because of a netcode contact between the 48 of Nathan Velez and Richard Lafferty.
Man.
Wow, that was probably one of the most exciting 3-wide Racing League Race King Cup Series Brickyard 200 races that I can remember.
From start to finish, action-packed.
Despite a slow start to the race, such as the racing, because everybody was kind of like more like single file taking their time, but then it transformed into like aggressive racing. But these guys trust each other enough not to really wreck, especially those race leaders. So I give I tip my hat to all of them for giving each other so much room on the racetrack. Even though there wasn't really no room, you still gave each other room, and there's a lot less contact. Good job on heads-up display for Levi Zielinski on backing out of that. Even though we're coming down to it, it is practically over. Pace car lights remain on, and Levi Zielinski's got to make it 2 more times around Indy, and he gets to kiss the bricks. And a win in the end, but I don't think. But Tate Lytle, is he a rookie, or is he just a charter driver? Okay, so I'm getting the news right now. 1 star on my thing here. That means a rookie. So Tate Lytle is a rookie. So he's gonna be getting the checkered flag. He's just got to make it around for another lap around Indy, and he gets his first 3-wide Racing League win. Yeah, let's get an update on that, since we're still pacing on Indy. Let's get an update on Chad Brown and Mike Stevens. Chad Brown currently, right now, since the field is frozen, currently sitting in 12th place. Mike Stevens, 16th. That will not help Stevens. That will actually give the advantage to Chad Brown to increase that points lead for that playoff spot. I think that contact between Lindsay and Stevens really hurt Stevens.
Well, how about this, guys? The 2 that really stayed out and hoped for that caution, they're actually going to finish
1-2.
1-2. How often does that ever happen?
Even though they were under attack, not 1, not 2, but 3 other drivers as well.
I can't believe that. 4 wide down that back straightaway. I'm still in awe. Well, Tate Lytle going to come around to take the white flag here under caution.
Man, but I want to tip my hat to Johnny Thomas. So taking that gamble, all of a sudden you're under attack. You're 4 wide down that back straightaway. You go into turn 3, and all of a sudden you're coming off of turn number 3. Caution comes out, and you find yourself in 2nd spot, almost to that first win of the season. Even though Johnny Thomas, keep in mind, has been one of the most consistent drivers in the league. The reason why I say that is because he has the most top 10s out of any driver that sits in this field tonight in this series.
Just remember, too, he had a pit miscue at lap 12. And just, got damaged.
From it.
And just never gave up. Kept working and played some strategy correctly. And got the cautions to fall exactly where he needed them to. Sometimes you have to be lucky and good.
Shout out to Nathan Velez, who's in 6th place. He's going to finish 6th, as we have taken the white flag, by the way, folks. We are coming down the back straightaway. Nathan Velez in 6th. How about this? Wade Lear will finish 8th. Good job for Wade Lear, man.
Lots of good runs for everybody. Kevin Finn coming home 4th. Strong run throughout the night for him.
Wade Lear has found a lot of disaster as far as maybe hitting the wall or a driver miscue or involved in an accident, but overall he's kept that car clean. I'm just trying to double check if, yeah, that's a possibility. I think, kind of getting an update here, I think Cameron Rich was involved. No, maybe not. Took the white, did he take the white flag? He went down pit road on the white flag.
Yeah, he... huh. Well, coming out of turn 4 here, and Tate Lytle, after going 4 wide down that back straightaway, will hold off. Tate Lytle about to take the checkered flag here. Well, 4 wide for the lead there down the back straightaway. That was probably one of the most intense races we've seen all season. Taking the checkered flag here. Congratulations on the win. Talk us through that 4 wide finish there.
Well, I really not sure how he didn't wreck, to be honest. But, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
Well, we see some damage on the front as well, but most importantly, you played some strategy to get yourself up there. You stayed out when everybody else came down and got the cautions to fall exactly your way and ending up in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't do anything different, I was going to run 8th, so had to do something, and caution came out right at the right time, and took 2 tires, and somehow ended up in first when the caution came out.
Absolutely. Tanner, you got anything for our race winner here?
Man, Tate, you took that strategy there, man. What was going through your mind when you're going to take that strategy? Do you think that, let's just say that that caution never came out and you guys were 4 wide. Do you think you'd be able to try to hold them off for the race lead? Because you would have a little ways to go out there.
Maybe could have held him off for another lap, but Levi was coming with a head of steam and 4 tires, so that would have been pretty hard to do there, but never know.
All right, well, Tay, you're in the playoffs, and you're a rookie in this season. That's got to feel really good. That's actually going to bump out Chad Brown. I forgot to mention that. So that's going to put you in the playoffs with that win. What's your focus on these next 2 races before the playoffs? Try to stay consistent, or try to kind of give it a rest a little bit until the playoffs start?
Just go for more wins, I guess. That's about all I can do. Finally driving for Hanshaw now, so it's cool to get him his first win. Starting next week, I'll be in the 56. So finish the season with him.
All right, well, Tay, congratulations, and kiss those bricks, and hopefully best of luck next week at the Darlington Raceway. How do you feel about your chances there?
Oh, gosh. It's been a long time since I've raced at Darlington, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll have a black stripe on the side of the car by the end of it, but maybe we can come out a winner again.
It's a track that's too tough to tame, Indy. Well, Tay, congratulations, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Hanshaw, again.
That's Tate Lytle, folks, winning for Kyle Hanshaw this evening. He gets to kiss the bricks. Now I'm going to go one step down to the second place driver, to Mr. Johnny Thomas. Going to pull him up here. Johnny Thomas, do you got a copy?
I got a copy.
So close again, Johnny, towards that first win of the season, and you're sitting 4th overall in the points. You're the most consistent driver in the RaceKings Cup Series, and as far as the top 10s is concerned. Man, you're so close. Once again, you get your best finish of the season, though. I must add to that. Tell me about your race today.
I don't want to talk anything about the race. I want to talk about that last lap. That was the most fun I've had in a long time, and man, it's so close, but we were 4 wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, you want to talk about that first? We'll talk about that first. Johnny, you were going 4 wide for the race lead, man. Were you going for broke, man? Because it looked like you were racing really aggressive. You had to be. You were one of the drivers that stayed out under a gambling move. Take me through that 4 wide situation.
Oh, I wasn't lifting, man. I was going for it. I knew Drew had old tires, and I'd get around him. I knew Levi and I think Sam was behind me. I knew they were going to be fast. And I knew I just had to get around Tate. And Drew got a bad start or a bad turn 2, and I passed him, and I thought I was going to clear him, and then Levi came, and then Tate came, make it 4 wide. And that had been the craziest 3 wide finish I can remember in a long time. I've been a part of this league for a long time, and I haven't seen a finish like that in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for me since I've seen a finish like that. I must really say that, but it was a lot of great racing, a lot of give and take, I must say, during that 4 wide. A lot of room given on such a track that's there's room, but not a whole lot of room. So good job on not just on your part, but all 4 of you guys for sure. But now I kind of want to take you to the beginning of the race, something you don't want to talk about. You started going down pit road. First off, what was the cause for you to go down pit road? Secondly, you spun, you kind of locked the brakes up getting onto pit road, which puts you back in the pack, but you fought your way back up. So what was the reason for going on pit road?
Yeah, I was trying to break the pit strategy into like a road course where I'd pit right at my cycle and then only have 2 stops left. So lap 11 would have done that. And I just was going in way too hot coming down pit road, and we locked her up, spun her out, but we saved it and got the caution. Luckily, caution kind of saved us. But I don't know, man. I don't make too many mistakes like that, so I guess I'm due for a mulligan every once in a while.
Well, I bet at the time you were kind of beating yourself up over it, but you still kept working and working and working throughout the race, and eventually you pulled off that gambling move that turned into a 4 wide situation, and the caution comes out, and you got second, just 1 more spot away from victory. And this has got to give you such a good confidence booster because you're a real competitive driver. You have been all season long. How do you feel about your chances entering Darlington next week as far as your consistency, and can you get the victory lane?
Yeah, Darlington's a good track for us. It's a special week, 3 wide, with the throwback races. I got a really cool paint scheme that I'm excited to release. But then we go to Richmond. Richmond's the best track on the circuit. I always look to try to compete to win there. And then going into the playoffs, man, I'm excited. I got nothing to lose these next 2 races. Basically, these last, 5 races before the playoffs, I had nothing to lose. So I would have liked to have seen, I would have done anything I could if we didn't get that caution to win the race. I was going to go in the grass to block Levi if I had to. So it's fun. It's fun to be in this position, but you got to be consistent throughout the whole year, and that's what I've done. So I can have a little bit of fun these last 2 races.
Well, really, statistically, as far as laps led, Richmond's your best race upcoming, but Darlington is your best average finish, 7.4 to Richmond 7.5.
Yeah,
so
it'd be really special to win Darlington, especially with the throwback schemes.
All right, Levi. Well, best of luck to you next week
it's
at
Johnny.
Darlington Raceway.
Tanner.
Or Johnny. Yeah, oh my God.
I ain't Levi.
Yeah, Levi. Johnny.
Don't worry, Johnny. He's done that all night.
Johnny, you've been very consistent this season. Keep it up, man. And hopefully we'll see you in victory lane sometime these next 2 races before the playoffs.
Yep, thanks, guys. Hope you guys had fun tonight. It was fun. It was the last 5 minutes.
All right, folks, that's Johnny Thomas finishing 2nd position here tonight at Indianapolis. Man, I got to get my crap together. Who finished 3rd now? Levi, you're thinking about me. Oh my gosh, let's pull up Levi Zielinski. Levi, you were thinking about me, but I'm going to hand you to Justin Kolb so I don't mess up again.
All right, well, Levi, unfortunately, going to come home 3rd here tonight, but man of that, down the back straightaway, taking it 4 wide. What was the thought process with that? Because that was one of the most exciting races we've seen all season.
Yeah, so Johnny blocked the inside, which I don't blame him to because that's probably the preferred way to do it. So coming out of 2, try to get to the inside, Johnny blocked me, so I cut to the middle, figuring hopefully if I go 4 wide, maybe one of these other 2 will mess up, and got Drew out of the racing groove, so that helped. And then I was hoping I just backed out of it before we got in, so we were going 4 wide into 3. So that way I figured I'd be able to get a run off the next corner and be able to get past them, but caution comes out, so I guess that doesn't help us too much, does it?
Well, on the bright side, you definitely showed these guys you were here to play here today, led 51 laps, and definitely had a strong car. It was quite the battle between you and Kevin Finn there. Those early laps and really towards the end as well.
Yeah, Kevin definitely gave me a run for my money, so that was kind of really exciting to have tonight. So he was probably one of the few that could keep up with me throughout the whole run. Paul was able to also, but it was a fun race. I mean, I'm a little disappointed in 3rd, but I mean, it was a fun 4 wide battle to try to get almost the win, so hey, hats off, I guess, you know?
Well, the good news is you do have that win, and now 2 races to go until the playoffs. Going to Darlington next week, of course, a special event there with the paint schemes, but what's the outlook for Darlington? I know for some drivers it can be fun, and other drivers it's a nightmare.
Typically for me, it's pretty fun. I think we'll have a good result there too. We do good at these kind of weird tracks that most people, I guess, haven't mastered yet. So Indy's one of our favorites. So pretty good at that being a flat track. And then I think Darlington will be another good one just because we're usually good at those oddball tracks. Can't disclose my paint scheme yet, but you guys get to see it, I guess, before the race starts. How about that? But it should be a good race, and then Richmond should be a really good one for us too. We have always ran good at Richmond the whole season, or throughout the years of iRacing, so that should be another good one.
All right. Well, before we let you go, I always want to give you a shot when you're that dominant to thank the guys who were able to help you put that all together.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, Rebel Racing. We brought on Dylan. He's been awesome for us lately. Nathan Velez also always been a long time friend and all that, so he's helped us out tremendously. I'd like to thank Corona for sponsoring the car. Along with, we've had V-Power on the car, we've had Shell, we've had a boatload of sponsored Pyrotech on the truck, all that. Just a really good season so far. I know we've kind of rolled the dice on a few calls, and I think for the chase, we're definitely gonna be a contender this year for sure. Should hopefully try to get the whole first championship in 3Y. That's our goal.
Absolutely. Well, that's Levi Zielinski here tonight. He comes home P3.
See ya.
All right. Do we would have one more time for probably one more? Okay. Wade Lear is not here.
Oh.
Peter Short is neither here to either. How about, yeah, we haven't talked to Nathan Velez. We never talked to that guy. Let's bring up Nathan Velez here. Nathan Velez, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, Nathan. Well, good job overall tonight. And at number 48, Oakland Raiders paint scheme. And you had yourself a little bit of battle up and down the leaderboard constantly. One time you cracked the top 10, then you kind of leave outside the top 10. And then you get towards the end of the race to where it comes down to it. And you're just scratching, clawing for every track position you can because track position is such critical. And you get a good 6th place finish out of it tonight after starting 17th. Tell me about your night overall.
Well, for me, it's, win or go home. Top 5s don't do me a lot of good at this point. I'm so far behind in points. But overall, I couldn't really find the speed early on. I was just trying to stay clean and stay out of trouble and save my tires. I mean, the cautions kind of ruined our strategy, but still, I was just trying to stay clean. And then at the end, then I was going to push it hard. Unfortunately, you saw what happened at the end. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. There's a few white knuckle moments, but it was fun. It was a fun race.
It was definitely a fun race. It's a watch up here. Probably one of the best Indianapolis races that I've seen for 3Y itself. Like you said, a playoff probably contention is probably not possible this season, but you're still trying to go for those wins and trying to get them improve that. Trying to get the victory lane, trying to learn as much as you can. Do you find yourself trying to get to victory lane, or is there a track that you're looking forward to, such as before the playoffs, like Darlington or Richmond, or no?
No. My favorite tracks are behind us now. So, I mean, I'll do everything I can to try and get a win. If I can get a win, I'm in. Unfortunately, I put myself in a hole early on in the season that I'm trying to climb out of it, but I'm running out of time. So maybe, if I don't get a win, I'll just focus on working better for next season, running just try and be consistent throughout the playoffs and improve my times at these tracks. So, hopefully we'll see.
All right, well, the upcoming playoff tracks, you got the Milwaukee Mile, Watkins Glen, and Dover, Talladega, Martinsville, Texas, Chicagoland, Phoenix, and Homestead. Out of those tracks I named off, which one in the playoffs are you really looking forward to?
Yeah, Homestead. Because after the season, I like to take a nice break from racing.
Right.
But, yeah. Yeah, I don't have any particular track that I'm really looking forward to in the playoffs. My favorite tracks are like Michigan, and I like Indianapolis and Las Vegas and California. Those tracks usually I do well in. So, you know, I mean, all I could do is just work on getting better for next season.
Well, you have now seen your 6th top 10 of the season overall, but hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane again one day, because I have seen you in Victory Lane here in the 3-Wide Racing League before, and that happened back in 2015 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so I know you can get it done, Nathan. So hopefully best of luck to you next week at Darlington and Richmond in 2 weeks' time, but next week's Darlington, so hopefully you get to Victory Lane in Darlington.
All right, thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Nathan Velez there, folks, who's going to finish in the 6th position here this evening. Do we have another driver? All right, Justin Kolb, you've caught up with Drew Eisenman.
All right. Drew Eisenman, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, towards the end there, you were involved in that 4-wide race for the lead there. Stayed out and played some strategy. Talk us through your race here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just didn't have the speed that I normally do at Indy. So when just in the race, you know, just kind of single file, waiting for someone in front of you to make a mistake. You end up making a mistake, lose a spot, rinse and repeat. Kind of how the race went up until that caution with, 7-8 to go. And I knew that, maybe it'd work out, stay out, caution flies in turn 1. And it almost happened. You saw a couple guys get into each other or get into the wall. And then they did put it off a set of corners until turn 3, and by that time got passed for 5th. So, had to try it. It was worth it. Maybe 20 seconds earlier yellow, and we steal a win there.
I'll tell you what, it seemed like really throughout this field, these guys were really racy no matter where you were on track. You got into a few battles yourself. It seemed like these cars were handling fairly well for these guys to get that racy.
It was, I think well's relative, right? Because everyone is going to have a different opinion of a car. But you could definitely drive it really hard. I thought it was on the tight side, which typically promotes people having confidence in the car to make aggressive moves on each other. There's some good racing out there, probably better than Indy normally was. It was a weird one, though. It felt like there wasn't, Levi was really strong, but it just felt like everyone was getting shuffled all the time, and just track position was so important that it was worth a gamble there at the end.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, I always want to give you a chance to shout out your team and anybody else who needs some thanks. Obviously, your team really strong this season.
Shout out to Corey and Carlos for putting this whole thing together and sponsoring it and putting it on. And check out Eisen Designs on Twitter if you want a paint scheme done. That's all I got.
All right, yeah, that paint scheme looked really good tonight, by the way, that 77 car. So, all right, that's Drew Eisenman. He's going to come home with the top 5 here tonight.
All right, and I do believe that will conclude the interviews here this evening, if I'm not mistaken. So that means we get to our next step. We'll check the unofficial race results here tonight. Nate Lytle taking the victory after starting 3rd. Johnny Thomas takes a gambling move and had an eventful race all night long for him. He started 14th and will finish 2nd. Levi Zielinski started on the pole here tonight, and he finishes in 3rd. Kevin Finn finishes in 4th. 5th place, Drew Eisenman. 6th place, Nathan Velez. Sam Close finishes in 7th. Wade Lear finishes in 8th after starting 22nd with very minimal damage. Luis Salmasso finishes in 9th. And rounding out the top 10, rookie Dylan Hickey there, Justin.
Yes, sir. Chuck Sweeting going to come home 11th here tonight. Chad Brown will come home 12th, gain some spots on Mike Stevens just below him. Corey Lindsay going to come home 13th. Nick Miller 14th, And Mike Stevens, mentioned before, going to come home 15th. Cameron Rich, 16th here tonight. Peter Short, 17th. You usually never see those two Isotech drivers that low on the standings. Both involved in their incidents, I believe, towards the end there. Yeah. Richard Lafferty going to come home 18th. Richard Hines 19th, and Stephen Kettman will round out the top 20 here tonight.
Finishing blackjack position tonight, Paul Ross, 21st. You don't normally see Paul finishing that low in the field, but tonight he does. Christopher Munger finishes in 22nd. Jordan Teal finishes 23rd. Race Clark, 24th. And Rusty Webb finishes 25th. And that concludes the unofficial race results. And final thoughts, Justin, and then we'll conclude to thank some sponsors and announce the next race for the Race King Cup Series.
The racing tonight was pretty surprising, actually. These guys, like I said, all throughout really the field were really racy tonight. It was nice to see, and it was fun to watch and call. Really one of the more fun races I think we've had all season here.
All right. Well, first off, let's give a big thanks to the league organizers. Corey, thanks for putting on a great show along with its drivers. So thanks, guys, for putting on a great show here tonight. It was awesome, as not just up here in the booth, but as a race fan as well. I wish I could be out there just to make it 5 wide. Heck. But we also, Justin, I'm going to hand it over to you talking about the charter for 3 Wide Racing League.
Yes, I believe the picture is probably on the screen now, but for the remainder of the season, I believe the charters are a little bit off, or a little bit reduced price there for the Race Kings Cup Series for the remainder of the season. A charter is going to be $2.24 per event, and that's going to include the practice sessions there. That's what you're paying for. And the Nathan Young Designs Truck Series is going to be $1.67 per event. If you just want to try 3 Wide Racing for the remainder of the season, maybe want to find out if it's the league for you. It's a very fun league, by the way, I may add, and I'm not too biased there, but dip your toe in it, find out if you like it, and maybe you can be racing next season. Sorry, that Carlos speaking there, but dip your toe in the water and see if you like the league and maybe race for a championship next season.
Gotta thank our Poll Award sponsor, Drive for Suicide Prevention Poll Award. Thank you very much for sponsoring the Poll Award each and every single week. Thank you very much. Also, thanks to series sponsor, the Race King Cup, Race Kings. Race for the Race King Cup Series of 2018. Thank you very much for sponsoring our series. Hopefully, we look forward to seeing you guys on the series for next year as well. All right, I think that we've concluded everything. So let's... Oh, we got track cams, and you got the track cams there, Justin.
Of course, yeah. These great angles we saw here tonight were provided by Track Cams for Gourmet. You can find more information and download the pack at www.trackcams22.com or facebook.com/trackcams. And of course, the graphics package tonight, we got to give a huge thanks to Thomas Morris from OCR TV.
Thanks to the team tonight, Justin, Carlos, and also Tom Morris, who supports those track cams, help with the track cameras that you've seen here tonight. So thanks, guys. You guys are a great team here each and every single week. Join us next week. It is Throwback Week next week at the Darlington Raceway. This will mark 2 races left until the playoffs begin. Join us Monday, August 6, 2018 at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for the Darlington Throwback Race King Cup Series race at the Darlington Raceway. It's going to be a fun race at the Too Tough to Tame, or should I say the Lady in Black. All right, folks. Well, hopefully you join us next week. Race clean, and we'll see you next week.